Good afternoon, everyone. Two things. One, I don't know why it went over my head that Stephanie was probably going to drop this video today. I was pretty I didn't know she was going to do that. So we're here today to watch part 3 of this Epstein stuff. And two, I just got out of church, so I'm gonna try my hardest not to curse up a storm. I don't know how far that's gonna go, but three, you know what's crazy? I can't believe, or maybe it's just like my age. I did not know much about Bill Clinton. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know much about him. Like, when I was a kid, the only things that I learned about him was like he played the saxophone on an Arsenio Hall show, and like people back in the day were like literally calling him black because he was playing a damn saxophone on the Arsenio Hall show. And also the thing with Monica Lewinsky. Those are the only two things that I really like knew about him. Apparently he was like this cool guy or something. Like that's what the PR of him was. And after finding out all this Epstein stuff, oh my gosh. Like, but this is like, oh my goodness. I don't know if it's like a part of like growing up and you just see the evils of the world as you grow up. But like, oh my gosh. Like, that's literally just how I'm feeling. And today we're doing the Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton deposition tape. 8 hours. 8 hours. And I saw a clip. I saw a clip of the deposition, and that was when like Hillary Clinton was like getting really irritated. Like it didn't. I don't remember what was honestly in that clip. So we're going to be refreshing our memories today, and yeah, we're about a boom and about a bang. So let's do it. I really hope they're not going to be like doing what that man did at that interview. I cannot take. I'm sorry. I can't. I would like to hear some competency. All right. I would really like to. I mean, it is asking a lot for these people, but let's do it. The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the host of this show are for authentic, honest, and entertaining purposes. Unless you don't think I'm entertaining. I repeat, this is my opinion. I am not telling you how or what to think or feel, but I do encourage you to speak your mind and have conversations. Just don't do too much. Also, this video is brought to you by Sebastine's Patreon, where you can access over 1,000 videos of exclusive content. If you want to subscribe and support this amazing community, click the link in the description below, and thank you for everything. Enjoy the video.
Bada bing, bada boo.
Premonitions have really bad PR. The science crowd is going to call it coincidence dressed in hindsight, probability at best. That's what a premonition is. The spiritual crowd is going to call it a sign.
Yeah, that's a sign. Well, do y'all believe? Well, yeah, what? You know, it kind of never ceases to amaze me how people who are like these scientists, they like to, or the scientific people like to act like spiritual shit is not possible. That really just like, okay, all right, bro. If that's what you believe, whatever. I'm taking it as a sign because the sign is telling me to do something. All right, and I'm going to listen to that sign and go about my day. You can call it a coincidence. I don't care. That was a sign to me.
You see, some people just have this knack where they know things before everybody else catches up. But every single person will call it the type of situation that I will only bring up if I turned out to be right. It's also just insanely difficult to prove that you have a premonition. Like, how do you prove to someone that you had a dream something bad was going to happen to them before it happened to them, unless maybe you have the metadata to prove it?
Ooh.
August 10th, 2019, a woman seems to have a premonition just 38 minutes before the incident. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
This woman is at work, and the past few hours, she has been, by all objective accounts, a pretty bad employee. She's been looking up furniture sales online. She's been taking a nap. But for some reason, at 5:52 in the morning during her night shift, it's no longer sofas and coffee tables. This woman types into the search bar of her government computer, latest on Epstein in jail. Her desk is just 15 feet from Jeffrey Epstein's jail.
I can't believe we're finally checking this out, bro. Oh my gosh, this was something that I honestly missed. when like checking out this case, the footage of the
jail cell. She's supposed to check up on him every 30 minutes through the night, but she and her fellow officer do not do that. And instead of getting up and walking over to see Jeffrey Epstein in jail, another search is made 10 minutes later, 5:52 a.m.
Right.
Latest on Epstein in jail.
Okay.
Some people could call it a premonition because just 38 minutes later, Jeffrey Epstein is found dead in his jail cell.
Oh my gosh.
But when the DOJ asked her about it,
I didn't know it was a black lady. Oh my gosh, I did not know that. Whoa.
she says, I don't remember doing that. So for reasons she says she can't recall, she used her work computer twice, allegedly, to look up the man she was supposed to be watching who was 15 feet away from her. She looked him up right before the rest of the world even knew he was dead.
Interesting.
Was this like the latest?
Yes, it was released in the latest Epstein files on January 30th.
Oh.
That's freaking insane.
Okay, one thing I would like to say is I've never been to prison, okay? But pretty much what I'm trying to say, they be beating people up in jail, okay? So honestly, if he really got like killed in there, I would not be surprised. And I also wouldn't be surprised if somebody like turned a blind eye using like say somebody as high profile as Epstein. Someone making a search bar says latest on him in jail. It could honestly just be like I just like had a thought. I mean, shit, she's looking up Ashley furniture and stuff. So obviously her mind probably wanders sometimes. Like, I don't know, like I wouldn't hold that to something, but if it does, it may be. This could be a reach Stephanie is doing. I don't know. But we're in the intro, so.
There's more. Chase Bank had flagged the FBI of suspicious transactions to her Chase account, cash deposits. All of them were under $10,000. It was like a total of $11,000, but experts weighed in and they said for Chase to flag those types of cash transactions
To the FBI?
to the FBI means that it must have been a certain cadence. And interestingly, one of the biggest cash deposits, which was like $5,000, was the same day that Jeffrey Epstein was moved into the special housing unit.
Okay, wait, hold on. Oh gosh. Okay, I just made myself look like a dumbass. Whoa, this onion is layering again.
Which is the unit that she is in.
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa.
So all of this, I mean, the answer could be as simple as this is all a coincidence. Or maybe it is a glitch in the computer. Or it could be as dark as some people just know things before they happen. And maybe it has nothing to do with a premonition. That is what the House Oversight Committee wants to know, and why they want to formally interview Epstein's jail guards again to answer all the questions, not just about the searches, but also how the exact day that Epstein is returned to that special housing unit, the same guard gets a cash deposit to her bank account, why Chase Bank flagged 12 separate cash deposits to her bank account as suspicious activity, and why at the time, knowing all of this, the Department of Justice never questioned her about any of the cash deposits.
Really?
And the only reason that we know any of this is because it's been released in the Epstein files. In fact, a lot of new information has come out of the files, leading people to start rabbit holing into conspiracy theories. Were children being sacrificed? Were they being eaten alive by the elites?
I believe that. I believe that.
Is Epstein still alive? And how do Epstein, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump all connect?
That's a nasty big three, bro. That's a sick ass. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Epstein, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump. That's a sick ass three right there. Oh, oof. Anyway, that's crazy. I did not expect all of that to. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just shut up.
I'd like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the Joyful Heart Foundation. They are working to transform society's response to SADV and CA and support survivors' healings. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team. And we'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at RottenMangoPodcast.com. And we're also going to link the change.org petition by various survivors of Jeffrey Epstein in the show notes so that you can go sign that. There's a lot of disclaimers with this case, but first and foremost, a lot of statements and full depositions, 4-hour long, 5-hour long, 6-hour long depositions have been condensed and
crazy.
rearranged just for clarity, brevity, for me to give you context to other questions. But these are all publicly available information.
Again, shout out to Stephanie for, I'm not gonna say keeping the case alive, but like for doing her due diligence with this. This is an 8-hour eight hours of like, okay, I wish to get like her someday. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is technically practice, but you know, fucking hell. Shout out to Stephanie, man.
As well as just the fact that House Oversight Committee, if they speak to certain people, such as Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, even the security guard who they want to talk to, it doesn't imply guilt.
Right.
They're being called in as witnesses. They're not being called in as suspects. Like, there's no implication of guilt here. Even if someone's name shows up in the files, there's no implication of guilt. In fact, they all say that they're not guilty. So with that being said, let's get started.
Let's do it.
They call him the donor whisperer.
What?
If you need someone to reach deep into somebody else's pockets and give you some chump change, you call Middleton. He's a proximity distributor. It's like a weird thing. He doesn't sell you power because that's hard. Like, you have to be good. You still have to be charismatic to some extent to be sold power. Then you can be a politician, right? He sells you a chance to be right next to power, to interact with power itself. Mark Middleton worked with the Clinton administration before resigning, but there's a lot of drama there. There's a lot of controversy surrounding his career. There is speculation that he kept using his connections to meet with foreign billionaires and take their money with the promise of getting them in the same room as Clinton. He's the one that famously said in an internal memo, "Personally, with a few exceptions, I don't think there should ever be an empty seat on board Air Force One."
Okay.
Every flight that Bill Clinton takes, he thinks donors should be on board. That's always been kind of the way that he does it. Donors of the president should be cared for and fed. And one of those potential donors is Jeffrey Epstein.
It's really crazy that I have not seen this many like pictures of these people, specifically Bill Clinton. The first time I was actually introduced to Bill Clinton was watching Family Guy when I was a child. I have seen so many pictures of this man within the last year that I have seen in my whole life. Like, honestly, I've seen more of Hillary Clinton more than Bill Clinton. Like, that's really insane. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just like not paying enough attention. I don't know. I don't know.
While Bill Clinton is in office, Jeffrey Epstein visits the White House at least 17 times, all under Mark Middleton's tenure. He's the one that basically okays Epstein being on the guest list.
It's just lame.
Bill Clinton will later say, I have no clue. Like, these are just donors that come to the White House. They host parties. That's it. I don't know anything about this. Mark Middleton is the one that's letting them in. But that was then. This is now. Well, this was 2022. So 4 years ago, Mark Middleton, they say he only got worse. He was receiving medical treatment for it, but with Ghislaine Maxwell being convicted, Mark Middleton's association with Epstein and Bill Clinton is being scrutinized more in the public eye. People are digging up the fact that he likely accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars from foreign interests while insinuating that they could get White House access. So instead of explaining all of that, he had just pled the fifth on everything. All of that's coming back up. Nobody's really looking past his career with envy and admiration. He got to the White House, he got near power, but it seems like power corrupts. That's the sentiment.
I mean, yeah.
May 7th, 2022, Saturday morning in Arkansas.
Yep.
Mark Middleton gets into his BMW SUV. He starts driving. He has never been here before, but he stops his car in this giant farm. It's 1,200 acres of working farmland owned by an anti-poverty nonprofit. This is Mark Middleton's first and last time visiting the farm. He sits in the car and he sends his wife a text message.
Wait, nigga dies?
Found a perfect place for a nap in the sun. Going to rest for a while. You're a great mom and wife, babe. Please be happy today and get some sun. It'll make you feel better. I love you.
That is very ominous. That is very, very ominous.
He sends a heart emoji. So he parks this
eerie text message.
Yeah, what the
He
fuck?
parks the BMW near the back of the farm, and he walks up to this really tall tree, and he somehow like MacGyvers and drags a bench underneath this tall tree, and he uses a dollar store type extension cord to tie himself to this tree. But that's not how he dies.
What?
He puts a shotgun up to his chest, and the trigger is pulled, and his feet leave the bench. It's this very elaborate setup, that Mark Middleton is found dead.
What?
And for the past few years, since 2022, there have been whispers that
Sorry,
maybe
I can't really follow the.
Yeah, like what the hell? That's very. Wait, what?
Like, what did he do? He tied a rope
Yes.
and a shotgun?
Yes, to his chest.
So did he die by a
Shotgun?
gunshot? right?
Yes. But also he was found like hanging.
But like, oh, did he like? Wait, no, what? Is he trying to like stage it that it was like somebody did this to him? As if like, say like there's like a giant shotgun hole in your chest, but you're hanging. So would that like be a message to some, like, what?
And so for the past few years, because of how strange that whole thing is, there have been whispers that, yeah, maybe he didn't do it to himself. The shotgun was found approximately 30 feet away from his body, which a lot of people found very suspicious.
Oh, if it's somebody did that to him. What the fuck? He ain't throw the shit. He obviously didn't throw it. What? You don't have to do no type of tinfoil hat. If it's 30 feet away, he not gonna fling it away after he shoots himself in the chest. Somebody did that to him. We ain't stupid.
30 feet?
Yes.
30 feet?
30
How did that happen?
Somebody
experts
did it.
argue it could be from the recoil of the discharge, but even the shotgun aspect is
A shotgun's recoil is not. No, what? Unless it like hits the ground and starts doing that little bouncing thing, like the fucking that ravioli shit from the there we go. There's the cursing. From the Chef Boyardee commercials, you know how like it rolls all the way to somebody's house or something like that? That does not happen unless it like rolled down a hill or something. That doesn't make sense. Somebody had this. Somebody did this to him. Like what?
bizarre because that's a very long barrel weapon.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable to use. And more often than not, and I don't know statistically, this could just be anecdotal from researching, but chest is an odd choice. Maybe it was for family of having an open casket. I don't know. Chest is an odd choice. A shotgun is an odd choice. A shotgun and the tree is an odd choice. A farm that he's never visited. This is his first time going to the farm.
Well, also that would make sense for a shotgun because it's at a farm. You know what I'm saying? Like it would probably make more sense for a shotgun unless it's like a fucking Spaz 12 or something. A freaking Spaz 12 or like a sawed off or something. Like it depends on what type of shotgun it is though.
An odd choice. There's a lot of odd things. Authorities are reassuring the public that there's no evidence that anybody else has been present, no evidence of a struggle, no sign of foul play, nothing. Mark Middleton had a history of depression. That is what we are told. And a lot of people who already dislike the Clinton family, either because of their politics or because of their connection to Epstein, have started a conspiracy. They have stated, it's odd, isn't it? I mean, the timing. In 2022, new information was being released about Epstein, and then Mark Middleton dies. Some internet users already fell into this conspiracy rabbit hole that the Clintons could potentially be behind Epstein's death in jail in 2019.
That would be
This is them
crazy.
cleaning up all their loose ends.
Bro, that would be insane. That would actually be that. What the hell?
Jeffrey Epstein, and then who connected them to Jeffrey Epstein? Probably Mark Middleton. He's the middleman. That's what a lot of internet conspiracy theorists have gone to.
And also, in certain instances, they killed the middleman. I believe, well, I could be wrong, but I would believe that's what "don't shoot the messenger" comes from. The phrase? I could be wrong. I don't know. But I would not want to be a messenger. I'm not going to lie to you.
Popular Facebook conspiracy posts think that it's a valid connection to explore. And adding a bit more fuel to the conspiracy fire is that a month after Mark Middleton's death, his family filed to seal the incident photos. But they used the law firm Rose Law Firm, which is where Hillary Clinton practiced becoming First Lady.
Really?
So she was an attorney.
Oh, wow.
Conspiracy
Huh.
communities have started seeing this as like
Bro, I was sad as shit when she lost the election, bro. I really thought she won back in like 2016. That really fucking sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you.
a smoking gun. Radar Online, which is I don't know how you
Raider?
classify that publication, but apparently they spoke to a close source, a potential associate of Mark Middleton, stating that, quote, everyone that I know here knows it's physically impossible for Mark to have self-exited.
I mean, okay.
Then Daily Mail.
Okay, wait, hold on. That's not really the biggest fan of people saying that, because like sometimes you don't know. Like literally, like sometimes you do. So, ugh.
Goes to post, Arkansas cops rule self-exit and death of Clinton aide linked to Jeffrey Epstein despite no sign of a weapon. I will say that this goes viral and more people jump into the conspiracy theory, but there was a weapon found. It was just found 30 feet away. Daily Mail does quietly publish a correction to that the shotgun was indeed found 30 feet away from the body, but it's way too late.
Bro, whoa, this headline is nuts.
Cops rule
Wait,
self-exit
what?
and death of Clinton aide linked to Jeffrey Epstein despite no sign of a weapon. I will say that this goes viral and more people jump into the conspiracy theory, but there was a weapon found. It was just found 30 feet away. Daily Mail.
Bro, what the fuck is this headline? Exclusive shotgun was found near the body of Clinton aide. He texted his wife, found the perfect place for a nap before blasting his chest and falling from bench with. What type of? Am I tripping, or is that not a nutty ass headline? Before blasting his chest? What the fuck?
Does quietly publish a correction to that the shotgun was indeed found 30 feet away from the body, but it's way too late. The Clinton body count hashtag starts trending, with social media users tagging all of the suspicious deaths around the Clinton family, many of them being self-exits. To which someone comments on Reddit, so should working with the Clintons now be a registered cause of death for MEs? Even Trump reportedly retweets hashtag Clinton body count back in 2019. And now in 2026, Mark Middleton's death is again a topic of conversation because Bill Clinton is asked about it during his deposition regarding the Epstein files. And MAGA has gone to repost those clips with hashtag Clinton body count. But Middleton isn't just connected to the Clintons. There's one flight log that shows Middleton flying on Epstein's private jet, and also aboard that flight is Donald Trump, his then wife Marla Maples, and their infant daughter, Tiffany. That is what is being reported.
You know, it's always interesting to see how like right-wing people just blatantly ignore that orange man is like really fucked up. And he was probably in the rooms with those people. But no, we just have to blame it on Democrats. And just use this for a nuts ass talking point for the next 2 weeks. And if we just be like, oh, yeah, you know, Donald Trump was there, right? He's like, nah. And even now, if Grok says like, yeah, Donald Trump was there, they going to start arguing with the fucking AI chatbot Grok. Like, what? Like, huh? I don't know. Maybe it's a blessing to be that fucking stupid. I don't know. If the Lord let me come back to do something. Actually, I'm not going to ask to be stupid. I'm sorry. No, never mind. Sorry, Lord. No.
So how closely are they all connected? Hillary Clinton has made a comeback in a sense. I feel like she has been largely out of the general public's eye after her presidential run. Hillary Clinton is deposed to talk about Epstein, a man that she honestly barely associated with, I will say that. Before the deposition, Hillary Clinton is asked whether or not she thinks people like, you know, even Andrew Mountbatten Windsor should go before a congressional committee. And she states,
I think everybody should testify.
Look, including the former prince.
I think everybody should testify who is asked to testify.
And this whole thing of getting the Clintons in front of the House Oversight Committee has been going on, has been in the talks since like October of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This is not a new thing. Everybody's been fighting. People want different things. The Republicans wanted it to be a closed door conversation. And the Democrats and the Clintons are like, why the would we do that? So that you can just leak and manipulate different things to spin your own narrative. We want it to be completely public. There's been a lot of back and forth to a lot of House Oversight Committee members that are Republicans, even threatening to throw the Clintons in for contempt of Congress if they don't show up to be deposed.
I mean, at the end of the day, all this stuff that y'all threatening, that orange man been saying, fuck y'all rules for the last, when he get in office, 2 years ago? He been saying, fuck all of y'all. So them threats obviously don't mean a cotton picking thing.
It's been back and forth, back and forth. And she states to the BBC before her deposition,
I just want it to be fair. I want everybody treated the same way. We have nothing to hide. We have called for the full release of these files repeatedly. We think sunlight is the best disinfectant.
and she thinks that this is a huge ploy from the White House, stating that this is, quote,
This is so obvious, and they keep trying to divert. Look at this shiny object. We're going to have the Clintons, even Hillary Clinton, who never met the guy. We're going to have her there.
Hey, she says she never met him. She never met him. I don't believe it, but okay. Just like, actually, it's kind of, damn. She probably tired of this shit, too. Now, Bill Clinton name coming up and everything. She probably tired of that shit. Boy, oh my gosh.
She goes in to be deposed in March of this year, and an hour into the deposition, all hell breaks loose. A Republican representative, Lauren Boebert, she takes a picture of Hillary Clinton in the deposition room and then leaks it to social media.
What
so
the
yes, it's
fuck?
going to be public, but it's not live.
Okay.
Oh, it's like breaking news.
Yes.
Guys, look.
And
Look,
Hillary
guys,
Clinton,
look.
I don't know why they thought they were doing what they were doing, but she has a strong emotional reaction. And that's probably the clips that you've seen on social media where she says, I'm finished with this. If you're all going to do that, I'm finished. You can hold me in contempt until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior. And she storms out.
Oh.
There are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying. Can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would like
sakes.
to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was,
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah, well,
It don't matter if you take it down, though. You weren't supposed to take it. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. It's like some people will do something knowing that within the, say like I make a mistake in a video, right? Usually I don't really know until somebody tells me, and like I have to go find it and then take it down and then re-upload it. There are people that will literally purposefully post some things that they're not supposed to post, knowing that like engagement is like enclosed in a certain type of time frame. So I think I don't know if the algorithm is different, but like sometimes your videos within the first 24 hours will be the majority of the bulk of the views you're going to get in the video's lifetime, unless somebody finds it or something. So say like you got a 24-hour window, right? And you post something that you're not supposed to post, like you're sneaking and trying to take a picture of something like this. You know how like people be trying to take pictures like that? You post it, and then like you got, boom, 24 hours of straight engagement, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then like when you get called out on it, you're like, oh, it's okay, I'll take it down. But like it's a little bit disingenuous, I believe, because I feel like people know. But then again, I could be sounding like a hypocrite too. But there's a difference between posting a picture versus a 3-hour video where I made a mistake in the middle of the video. Like posting a picture and putting it on social media and then like having it up for that certain amount of time where people will just snatch onto it. It's like, you have to think. You have to like think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do people not think about that? Like people just say like post and deletes. There's some times where people will post something and delete it within 5 seconds and people still have the fucking screenshot. Am I tripping? Like, is that not like something that you guys think about or something? Like it's like, huh? You're like, oh, okay, I'll take it down. You think that what do you think taking it down is gonna do? There's people that know that this happened. There's people reposting what you posted just because you take it down. I'm assuming that's to stop further engagement on said thing, right?
I'd like to take a break at this moment.
Yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done.
conversation for
Damn.
now.
Go off the record. Go off the record.
And then she comes back in.
Oh, sorry.
But I will say the girlies, I mean, they seem to love Hillary Clinton's deposition for the sole fact of the people that are questioning her are House committee representatives. They're not attorneys. Hillary Clinton is an attorney. And the way that she's able to shut down questions, the way that she's able to just, I mean, I don't even know what her attorneys were doing in there because she was doing everything. She is sharp as a tack, whether you like her, you don't like her, you have your opinions on her. She was fully there.
I am so tired of answering that question. If you have one scintilla of evidence to the contrary, put it forward. I have never been on his island.
And people have taken it one of both ways. Some people think Hillary Clinton is the definition of stand by your man. And they don't say this in a positive way. Okay?
I mean, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. These are old people. They're not going to do what like young people do, like just cut their husband from just off of some shit. Like I assume she's been there since the Monica Lewinsky stuff. You can probably assume that she would probably stand by her dude. Like that's her husband. Like I don't know. It's sometimes like new age insight be like boggling my mind when you put that on like old people. Like she went through Bill Clinton doing all that nasty shit back then. I don't think she would leave now. Like I don't know. Maybe she could be giving him an earful at the house. I could, man. I can only imagine if I do some dumb shit, I'm gonna be hearing that for the next week. If that man was doing all that shit, you can't tell me that she's just sitting by and like just letting him go scot free. The way she talking here, she probably be getting her shit off in the house. Like what? Like I mean, is that something like crazy to say? Like I don't know. I don't know.
And these are mainly coming from Democrats because Republicans have a lot more harsh things to say. But that
y'all remember when Hillary Clinton was like running for president and like those nasty memes where they were saying like, oh, and I'm not saying I said this, just if there's any clippers or anything, they literally were saying like, you remember when back then, like say 2016, the people were like not for some reason, misogyny obviously, they were like saying like, oh, a woman cannot be in charge because when she goes on her period, she's just gonna press the nuke bomb. Like they were saying bullshit like that. Y'all remember that? I'm not the only person that like heard shit like that. That was like really weird. And also in hindsight, you got all these people now literally being mad emotional. And them ladies holding it down. I ain't gonna lie, but just it's always interesting to see hindsight. Hindsight is always an interesting thing.
typically lies in the politics of it.
They literally had Kash Patel asking people questions. Did you say anything bad about me? Like, what the fuck?
At all, right? But with the Democrats, because Hillary Clinton is a Democrat, they'll say, wow, she's the definition of stand by her man, because famously her husband cheated on her with an intern in the White House.
And also, I hope you guys know, there are a lot of people that will stay together after being cheated on. Don't let this independent mindset of people saying they're just going to do this, is that, and the third. There's a lot of people that will stand by their person after they cheated, man or woman. Okay, so I don't want to just like, just try to like spew internet rhetoric, because in real life, this internet stuff is not, it don't fly like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially if they're older. You know what I'm saying? Like they're older.
Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, or other people think she fucking hates her husband. In the whole deposition, she's like, why are you asking me? Go ask Bill. Why are you asking me? Ask Bill.
I mean, to me, that sounds like some shit will happen. Why the fuck you ask me this shit? Ask him. Like, why are you asking me? Ask him. Like, what the hell?
It's my husband, Bill. He'll probably know. I don't know anything.
Nigga probably gonna pull a saxophone out of his ass. Like, what? Like, bro, like, like, I don't know.
He'll have to answer that. You'll have a chance to talk to him tomorrow. You've subpoenaed him. He's going to be here tomorrow. You're going to have a chance to question him tomorrow.
This doesn't sound like she hates him. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't. But like, I mean, I know like older couples that just be like, yo, talk to my fucking husband. Like, it's just, I wouldn't say it's hate. You know what I'm saying? She's probably like tired of his shit. I wouldn't say it's hate. Like, we all get tired of like stuff that be happening. I wouldn't say hate, because if she hated him, she would leave him. But she probably doesn't want to leave him. So, and also, It's not that easy to leave your fucking husband. It's not that easy to leave your spouse, especially if you have like 20 years in the game and shit like that. It's not that easy to just be like, you know what, fuck him, I'm gone. It's not that easy. Don't let people tell you that it's that easy. It's actually like kind of like hard because you are literally combining both of your lives together to become one. Or, you know what, I could just be yapping because I hold marriage to a very, very high standard, but I don't know. Not a very high standard of like, I hold marriage like very high, you know. I don't know. But if I ain't gonna lie to you, if I was Hillary, I'd be tired of this nigga shit. And knowing me, he's not hearing the end of it. I'm going, Nick, hey.
Well, you certainly can ask him.
Okay.
But I will say overall, there is nothing illuminating from her deposition. Truly, I don't think that Hillary Clinton has any sort of connection with Epstein. If anything, I think that Lauren Boebert is the one that gets the most hate in this whole deposition. She just was asking a lot of weird stuff. She leaked the photo, and then she was asking about Pizzagate.
Oh,
which
jeez.
I will say, the Pizzagate, as Lauren Boebert is asking about Pizzagate, is not real. Pizzagate, the conspiracy.
We did a video on that. Okay, if it's not real, it's not real. Shit.
He's asking about is a debunked conspiracy theory that Democrats operated a child trafficking ring out of a Washington pizza restaurant.
As you described Pizzagate as a baseless conspiracy theory, alleging you and others ran a child sex trafficking ring from a Washington pizzeria basement.
It has now kind of transformed into something else.
Yeah. Wait, what? New targets like Justin Bieber? What the fuck?
Where people are saying pizza stands for child.
No, it's cheese pizza. I thought cheese pizza was like CSAM. Like CP. I thought that, what? What the fuck? What video did I watch?
So people who are into child trafficking will use pizza and like as a code language for kids.
Okay, okay, come on now. Like I understand it could be debunked, but is it not a little weird they kept talking about cheese pizza? I remember when I made the video or when I watched the video, nobody likes cheese pizza that much. Like, what?
But I think Lauren Boebert is asking about it in the original sense of the pizza store. Like they all ran a pizza shop. But now social media has taken it to a different way of saying like, look at Ellen DeGeneres. Okay, I think like Adele was on a show with Ellen DeGeneres.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. That shit about Ellen is really scary. It's really, really scary.
And there's this game where Adele is asked, what are other nicknames for private body parts or something along that line? Mm-hmm. And she says pizza is one. And she looks at
Twitch,
Ellen DeGeneres, and Ellen DeGeneres looks at the crowd and she looks unhappy, and people have used that to say, oh, pizza, pizza.
Name 3 names for your lady parts.
Mini Move, a JJ, and a pizza.
Like there's been a lot of like conspiracies going on, but you know what's not a conspiracy though that I think?
What?
There is a pizza situation in DC right now that we should also be looking at. There were reports that there is a pizza shop near the Pentagon that their sales have gone up exponentially since the war in Iran has started.
Huh?
So whether that's foreign intelligence coming into the pizza shop to eavesdrop, whether that's...
I'm not gonna lie, I'm driving by that place. I've never seen that fucking place, dude. I'm gonna drive by there for no reason and just like turn around and come back home. Hopefully I don't get caught in traffic. What does this place look like? I'm seeing, like, it's really crazy to see something that you live like 10 minutes down the road from that you have never seen in your life.
People ordering pizzas to the Pentagon. I don't know. But she kind of comes out of this deposition as the one that did not perform the best. Hillary Clinton, overall, from what I can see, a lot of people like her deposition. However, this next part is pretty monumental. This is going to be the first time a former U.S. president has testified to a congressional panel since Gerald Ford in 1983.
Damn.
He says, this is Bill Clinton. He's sitting there and like, we haven't seen Bill Clinton in a really long time either. He's so old.
Yeah.
I think that he might be dealing with some sort of health issue. He reminds, because my grandfather had Parkinson's.
Oh,
Every time he
shit.
grabs his water, he's incredibly shaky. A lot of people have associated that with
damn,
him being
bro.
guilty. That's his tell. Some people have said that him drinking water is the tell. Other people have taken it a step further to say, like, he's so nervous. People have made short clips and memes of it.
I think he's just old as shit. it's really interesting seeing people try to make sense or like try to say somebody is doing something when they literally can just be old. Like imagine the type of stuff that like, and I'm not trying to like, be on the Clinton side and stuff like that. I'm just like thinking in like a certain type of perspective, like we as like young people be putting a lot of shit on these old people, but like, yo, they're just old, bro. And two things can be true. They could be nervous and they could be old. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be nervous with Parkinson's, but I don't know. But it's just like people attaching to a certain type of body movement, and now you're turning into a body language expert. It's like, cause he literally could just be old as shit, and all that nasty shit could be catching up to him, or he's just old and like that. I don't know. Fuck.
Definitely think that he has some sort of health condition where
Yeah.
he's shaking quite a bit.
First of all, good morning and welcome to all of you to our hometown. I appreciate you coming here.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
here today basically for two reasons. First of all, I love my country and the Constitution, and I believe America was built on the idea that no one is above the law, especially presidents. And
Okay. I always wonder sometimes, like, what do like former presidents just be doing, like when they don't die? Like Obama, like he just be like popping up in like certain things. He just going to events and everything. Like that's actually insane. Like you did your term. Now, what? We got Secret Service for the rest of our life. You know, like it's just like, Like I wonder what Obama is doing right now. Like, 'cause, Michelle got a podcast and she doing her shit. I love it. But like, it's like, what is Obama doing? Just sitting down watching TV or something? Like, I don't know. It's something to think about.
that we should all live by the same set of rules shaped by the Constitution. Democracy requires every person to play their part, and I hope that by being here today, we can bring ourselves a little further away from the brink and back to being a country where we can disagree civilly and search for the truth and justice. The second reason I'm here is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not just justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both.
He states that he was only briefly acquainted with Jeffrey
Bro, seeing just Ghislaine just like looking in the corner, that looks ominous as fuck. This is like the second picture I saw that like she's just there, just like, oh my gosh.
Epstein, and it ended years before his crimes even came to light. So this is pre-2008. He never witnessed anything in their limited interactions, but he wants to help the DOJ. He wants to help the House committee to make sure that they can all prevent something like this from happening again. He also mentions that his wife, Hillary Clinton, should not have to answer to anybody. Basically, in more eloquent words, he states that she's got nothing to do with Epstein. However, quote,
On the other hand, I do think you should be talking to me. I think you should have called me. I did take those plane trips with him, and you have a right to ask those questions.
I mean, yeah, you want the pictures? Okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say like he's like the perfect husband, but like I think that's like something a husband should do. Like, my wife has nothing to do with this. Can you stop asking her questions and stressing her the fuck out? Just ask me this. Like leave her alone. Like, oh my gosh.
So I'm glad to be here, and I understand what the oath is. I have to be honest with you. Be 80 years old if I live to my next birthday. I don't remember everything that happened 24 years ago, but I do remember some things, and I will tell you what I remember as best I can.
But I will say, just before we go into the deposition, there is an uncomfortable moment later on where Bill Clinton is asked if he's ever lied under oath or during a deposition, to which he responds, no.
Have you ever lied in a deposition?
No,
Have you ever lied while under oath?
no.
But we all know that he technically has lied under oath before regarding the Monica Lewinsky
Yeah, I was about to say,
situation,
what?
where he states that he did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky, and we all know that that was not true.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Some people think that that's damning evidence as is, and that we should look at the deposition with a different perspective, just knowing that.
I mean, what's the different perspective though? Like, we know that he's like not a good dude. Like, we know what he's done. Like, I'm learning about stuff that he's done. And also, like, I'm sorry, I don't believe the shit that comes out of people's mouths that should be in power. I just don't believe it. Because you want to know why I don't believe it? Is because I believe there is something to me. I would say to me, like, if they actually tell people the truth, the amount of shit that is going to happen is going to be insane. So it's just like, no, it's not right that they're lying, but I see why they would lie, because if they don't, you don't know. That's like unlocking Pandora's box. Excuse me. Sorry. So me, if I'm going into this, I'm already assuming that they're going to lie. Like, I'm so genuine. Like, bro, you're probably going to fucking lie. You didn't even have to tell me the Monica Lewinsky stuff. I just assume you're going to lie, because like, you can't, well, you can say like stuff you can tell the truth. You can, like, obviously you can choose to tell the truth, but like, say back in in the 1990s, do you know how crazy that would be if he actually admitted that he did that shit? Like, that would be nuts. Like, yes, he should not lie, but I'm just like thinking, like, do we really expect them to tell the truth? Like, do we really expect people in power to tell the truth? There's a question I would like to ask you guys. And also, the thing that be kind of like frying me is that these people have been doing, and I'm not like specifically talking about Bill Clinton. These people who are old now have been doing so much fucked up stuff when they were younger that there's like a old person privilege that I'm old now, so I'm sorry, I can't remember no more. And it's not even, it's probably not even something that they can control. But like, that is something that is like a little Joker card. Like, I'm old now. I'm sorry. I don't remember. I do not remember. And I think when it's time to get people for certain things, especially people who are like abusing power, I think like, when it's time to lay it on thick, do it when they're sharp in the mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, say like, but then again, in this certain instance, this has been like kept away for so long, so I can understand that. But I'm saying, like, on a surface level, when you like, these people got away with so much bad stuff in their human prime, like when they were like from what, 30 to damn near 60. Now we're laying on thick when they're 80. It's like one of those things where the evil people in this world get to just skate by. And that's when I'm like, okay, well, I hope that you get your shit in the afterlife. I hope you get what's coming to you when, you know what I'm saying? But it's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
How did he meet Epstein? Former President Bill Clinton states that he met him through Larry Summers, who was the head of Harvard at the time. Okay, we hear about Larry Summers way too damn often, okay? He was the Secretary of Treasury during Clinton's administration, Larry Summers. So everybody's connected through Larry fucking Summers.
Yeah.
Larry Summers...
Oh, damn, hold on. Oh, shit. Stephanie, okay, hold on. I thought you... All right, we cursing today. Oh.
And this is me paraphrasing for what I believe to be brevity, but you can watch like the whole 4.5 hour long deposition if you'd like. Larry Summers is like, hey, Bill, you should meet this donor. He just gave Harvard $10 million for brain research. He's information hungry. You would love talking to him. Like, he loves to talk about economics, politics. Oh, and here's the cherry on top. You just got out of the White House. You're trying to start your own foundation, the Clinton Foundation. You're trying to cure AIDS. You're trying to do all this stuff. He's got a massive jet, and he can fly you around, you and your entire Secret Service detail, because you can't fly by yourself these days because, you know, you just got out of the White House. And he can help you set up your nonprofit to provide life-saving AIDS medications to as many people around the world as possible.
Honestly, that would sound like a very nice thing to do. Also, I think that's why I'm not built for nothing like this. Because my first question is, bro, who is that? Why do I need to, aside from all this money stuff, why should I go over there? Like, it was like it's just like who all over there? Who is that man? I don't know that man. Okay? Like, I don't know. I don't like when people try to like, oh, I'm not like so gung-ho on like wanting to meet people like that, because I've been burnt in my life by people who I thought were good people, who I thought were this, who I thought were that. Now I'm just like, who is that? Why do I need to meet? Why? Aside from everything, like, is there anything deeper into what's going on? Like, you know, like some people don't be asking all these questions, and I don't like asking all these questions. So I get one question: who is that nigga, bro? Who is that? Why? Yeah, he got a good jet. He got this, is that, and the third. All right, so you give me that money. Where that money coming from? How we getting this money? Because God forbid that I get introduced to somebody and I find out that he is doing all this nasty shit in his house. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm so glad I didn't have to do this. Well, if niggas walk into Jeffrey Epstein's house one day and see titties on the wall, you gonna tell me you just sit there and be like, huh? Oh wow, you really like boobs, huh? You ain't gonna feel weird. You're not gonna feel weird. That nigga's art, that shit is weird as hell. Like, why you got titties on the wall? Nobody like titties that much, bro. Like, what? There's something going on. Like, what?
And because you just got out the White House,
and yes, I'm judging. There's something like that. I'm going to judge. I'm sorry. That's just like, this don't even look good. This looks like gaudy as heck. I don't know. I'm always nervous to go to people's houses any fucking way, let alone titties being on the wall and there all these naked women everywhere. It's like, cuz, relax. Like, oh my gosh, you're a fucking horn dog. Can we go to like can we go to like Matchbox or something and talk to us over dinner? I don't want to talk while all this shit's going. This shit's mad distracting.
I haven't been funded yet. So that's great. He kind of insinuates that Epstein was just a means to an end for the foundation, and that a lot of people who cared more about the work that Clinton was doing, they would get involved later. So that's why Bill Clinton stopped hanging out with Epstein.
Interesting.
I thought Mr. Epstein was an interesting man, but I didn't think he was really interested in what I was doing. That is, he asked all these questions. He did ask about economics and politics, as he said he would. And he never asked me anything untoward. It's just that I thought I had done what I promised to do, and he had done what he promised to do. And I thought I've always, over the years, with these donors, tried not to overstay my welcome. I thought that we'd done enough, and then it's time to start working with other people.
Okay, so he said what he said. If there's like evidence of him doing anything else, because he did lie in the 90s, I think we should be able to find that in these files. Right? I think that's fair. I don't know. I assume the motherfucker's lying anyway, but...
Side note about Larry Summers before we move on. He has resigned from his academic and faculty appointments at Harvard.
Really?
So remember, he was then president, but then he was working as a professor, and then the Epstein files came out, and then he gave this whole like weird Epstein lecture to his students.
Some of you will have seen my statement of regret, expressing my shame with respect to what I did in communication with Mr. Epstein.
He also stepped down and parted ways with the New York Times, Bloomberg, and OpenAI. He was on the board, I believe.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow.
Or some advisory or something like that. But Bill Clinton, interestingly, describes Epstein as a vacuum cleaner.
What?
How would you describe the substance of your conversations with Jeffrey Epstein during the many hours that you spent together on the aircraft?
Well, at first, he really seemed to be like a vacuum cleaner, like he really wanted information. There was nothing overtly manipulative about it. He wanted to know, what did I think of derivatives trading? Did I think that the stock market was properly regulated, or did it need more? And it was great for the first, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 conversations. But I could tell that it was like, you guys are in politics. Don't you ever feel like sometimes somebody's talking to you and then they're just checking the box and they got to go do something else and be somebody else? That's the way I felt.
Interesting.
So he's saying it felt like Jeffrey Epstein just wanted to say he knew Bill Clinton. Which is kind of alarming. The House committee wants to know if perhaps Epstein was trying to get specific information out of Bill Clinton. I mean, that would be a huge concern for national security if, let's say, a trafficker has blackmail against very well-connected, politically one of the most powerful people on the planet. What could happen then?
Why did he call him a vacuum cleaner, though?
Just wants knowledge.
He's just a whore for information. That's what he was. Like, that's what I'm getting. He just wanted to know, either just for the sake to know, or just in case he, like, has, like, something on somebody. And also, I'm trying to figure out, like, how the fuck, like, this dude is so nasty. I'm talking about Epstein. Like, how do you say, like, because, like, they say evil, like, you know, communes together or something like that. How the hell do you express that you're into this pedo stuff to somebody that you don't know? You know what I'm saying? You know how, like, what's the word? Like, sometimes you meet somebody for the first time and you're trying to see, like, if you want to, like, looking for friends or some shit, you're trying to, like, make small talk. You trying to see if you have anything in common with this person. Like, just imagine, because I've had some conversations with people for the first time that they said some weird ass shit to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not talking to you. But, like, imagine, like, how does someone get into that conversation unless you know that they're in stuff like that? Because the dude from the last video, he was literally just sending fucking photos of naked women. Like, he just sending it. No, I got a new package here too. Like, and I don't want to imagine the first conversation, but I just can't help but to think, like, how do you get into a conversation like that? Like, that shit is so evil that you would think you would, like, keep that to yourself. No? Because what if there's somebody who literally was, like, trying to do something with this dude and, like, not actually, like, and not like what that dude said, like, oh, when I went there, he said something wild to my wife and I'm not going to go there ever again. And then he proceeded to go there a bunch of times. I'm talking, like, how? I don't know, bro. These people have to commune somewhere, right? Say, like, not a Reddit forum, but, like, these people have to be, like, in certain environments to get that off. Or maybe I'm just not a evil fucking person that my mind doesn't even go to how that can be possible. I mean, hey, I will take that. I will definitely take that feat. Then I'll just never understand. That's what it is. I'm just saying, if I ever go to somebody's house and I'm just, like, flashed by wall titties, or just, like, somebody says the most wildest shit, like, say, like, I'm getting a tour of this dude's house and I see a fucking dentist chair in the bathroom, like, I'm just like, those are one of those moments where you don't even, like, mention it. You just never go back there. You know what I'm saying? Feels eerie in itself. Oh my gosh.
Just like vacuum cleaning information.
Am I making sense?
But at the same time, he doesn't really care.
Yeah.
He just wants information to be used on other.
I imagine he's like the type where you sit down and it's rapid fire 25 questions.
Oh, geez.
And if you don't answer in the way that they think is entertaining or interesting, they just move on to the next person. It's kind of the feeling that I get from his response.
Interesting.
But they ask, was he ever trying to monetize the relationship, to your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge, he never did.
Did Jeffrey Epstein ever inform or represent to you that he was working with any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States? No. But they show him a picture of a man named Marius Robert, whom Clinton says he doesn't know who that person is. He's like, I've never seen this person in my life. I don't know who Marius Robert is. But they're like, what about the passport photo? He's shown a picture of a passport. They're like, the passport name is Marius Robert. You don't know Marius Robert, but who does the picture look like?
It looks like Jeffrey Epstein.
They explain, the reason I ask you about this specifically is because I do believe that Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence operative. So this was a passport that was actually entered and released by the DOJ.
Wow.
It was found in his safe, if you will. So it's an alias. The reason I ask you that is, given your nature and position, I'm wondering if you were essentially targeted by a honeypot operation and or by intelligence to gather information. Bill Clinton smiles.
Is there a question?
So with that, one of the main people under fire with the new Epstein files release is Howard Lutnik. He's the former New York City neighbor to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, that's the
He's a neighbor?
Yeah, like next door neighbor. And according to Politico, Howard Lutnik has stated in a podcast that he vowed back in 2005.
Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, him. That vowed 2005. He said something crazy to my wife. I said I ain't never going back there again. But yeah, for some reason I'm always beside this motherfucker.
That he would never be in the same room as Epstein ever again. Which is like a very odd thing. Why
Niggas be
2005,
chatting, bro.
right? But then according to the file dump, Howard Lutnik also reportedly invited Epstein to a 2015 fundraiser for Hillary Clinton. So it's unclear if Epstein went, but what the hell? Okay?
Niggas be lying, bro.
He's the Secretary of Commerce appointed by Trump. They're trying to get him to resign. As
Oh my gosh. Ugh. That's a
we speak.
And he was just a neighbor.
Yeah,
back in the days.
He was a neighbor, and he was, I mean, at one point close to the Clintons, who are Democrats, but now he's the Secretary of Commerce with Trump. Yeah. But he was right next door to Jeffrey Epstein's $250 million New York City mansion.
That's fucking
So he
crazy.
goes on this podcast, Howard Lutnik does, and he said that he and his wife were invited over to Jeffrey Epstein's house because they're neighbors. So it's like, hey, billionaire and billionaire, let's all meet. I don't know if they're billionaires, but so they see this massage table just in the middle of a room in Epstein's house, and it's just candles everywhere. And Epstein creepily insinuates that he gets a massage every day.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you ever like been to this? It's like I'm actually like not wanting to come here anymore. Like, why is this here? Like, what do you got going on? But I'm not asking questions because I feel like if I ask a question, next thing you know, I'm finna get fucking waterboarded or some shit like that because I asked the question. No, I want to get the fuck out of there. Genuinely, not say like, oh, I will never visit this. I will never be in the same room as him again. It's like these people just be lying. Like, they just be fucking lying.
The right kind of massage.
And the right kind of massage.
So Lutnik and his wife, Allison Lutnik, he says they all but flee the Manhattan townhouse because they're like, disgusting, disgusting. And according to Howard Lutnik,
And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
You know, somebody that can tell stories like that, you probably lying. That's why my storytelling sucks. Because I don't be lying like that. You're a fucking liar. And in the 6 to 8 steps, I told my wife I will never be in the same room again. Then you over inviting this motherfucker. Like, what? What? Did you just forget what you said? What?
safe to assume that he was never in the same room with Epstein since 2005, right? But the emails show that he was reportedly at Epstein's Island years after 2005. He emailed Epstein stating that him and his wife and children, along with another family, were visiting the Caribbean and asked if Epstein would be around and whether or not they could visit him for a meal. And then a day later, Epstein emails Lutnik, "Nice seeing you." So we don't know if he was on Epstein's Island, but safe to assume that they did see each other in the Caribbeans.
And they were in the same room together. Lying ass nigga.
Yeah.
Even in 2017, according to the New York Times, Epstein contributed to a charity dinner that was in honor of Lutnik. But in a Senate subcommittee hearing, Lutnik says, "I did not have a relationship with him. I barely had anything to do with that person, okay?"
I mean, hey man, niggas just sending money to me. Shit. I don't send money to people that I don't in a certain type of relationship with.
I did not have anything you could call a relationship, anything you could call an acquaintance. I literally met him 3 times over 14 years with widespread in between.
I've never heard anybody say, "Oh yeah, I know Epstein."
Yeah.
Nobody.
No.
Everyone
Nobody says that.
Same thing. Don't know the guy. Barely know the guy. I don't talk to him.
I think that I was just a friend of his, even though I spent 50 hours on a private plane with him.
Yeah.
his private plane with him.
It's like nobody knows him, but he knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like everybody's in his email.
Like he's a fucking leech of energy or something. Like he's always in the shadows. Like that clown from fucking Gumball. Like that's how they're making him seem. Like, bro, like what the, no, y'all knew him. Y'all were smiling and kikiing in these photos. You knew this guy.
Exactly. As for that lunch with his wife and kids and Epstein, he says,
My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children,
the island?
with my nannies. And
y'all flew to that island to have lunch? That's it? Just lunch? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not flying nowhere to have lunch for an hour. No activities? You took you, your wife, kids, nannies, and everybody to just have lunch for an hour? What is this? Is this like some rich people shit or something? The kids didn't want to do nothing? Y'all just ate for an hour and went back home.
And my wife all together.
Also, Howard Lutnik just looks AI generated. I don't know how else to describe it. It was bothering me ever since, and I have nobody to talk to about it. He looks like AI generated pictures. Like, you know, when you see those AI generated people who like go fishing and then they catch a shark and they're like, and it just looks so AI. That's what Howard Lutnik looks.
Or like a Mr. Beast thumbnail.
Looks like to me. During his deposition, Bill Clinton, he's asked why President Trump ignored other prominent figures in his circle, such as Howard Lutnik, who have had close ties with Epstein. This is an opinion question because the House committee is asking Bill Clinton, why do you think President Trump is ignoring other people in his circle, prominent figures such as Howard Lutnik, who have had close ties with Epstein? How is he supposed to know what Trump is thinking? This is not a question that Bill Clinton can answer.
Trump don't even know what Trump is thinking.
This is an opinion question. They're not here to give opinions. And other times where they're asked opinion questions that they don't want to answer, their attorneys step in, Bill Clinton steps in, Hillary Clinton is like, I'm not here for speculation. I'm here for facts. But Bill Clinton, his attorneys don't stop him. And Bill Clinton says,
Lutnik runs a big company and has made a lot of money and has supported him strongly. I don't think he believes that he's done anything bad enough to, I think he thinks he took his family to the island and he couldn't have done anything wrong.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to use the type of stuff that they use in, say, like school. You know how like in school you have, say it's 3 kids, right? Something happens, say somebody took an apple off of their teacher's desk. You got 3 kids who are the suspects of taking this apple off the desk. 3 of them say, I didn't take the apple off the desk. These same 3 kids were in the room when the apple was taken off the desk. There's no way that this man is connected, Epstein cuz is connected to all these people. And nobody's seen nothing. Nobody was doing nothing, but it was just him and Trump doing that shit, right? That's what's going on. Nobody knew about these weird proclivities, but they say he was a disgusting man. Somebody need to say something, okay? But this is not the case of the teacher and the apple. Because the teacher can punish those 3 kids for not giving up who took the thing. They can send them to detention or something. We're in a place where I'm pretty much trying to say somebody needs to say something. Because not all of y'all ain't going to be saying, man, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing, man. Nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Actually, I ain't even been into his house. Man, you know what? I'm next door neighbors to him. 6 steps. I just left because he made a nasty comment. I got a special type of massage. It's like, what? Somebody'd say something. Okay? Please.
That's what I think he thinks. But I'm speculating. I'm doing what I have no business doing. Because I really don't know.
And why'd you say that?
Yeah, and this is where a lot of people have a lot of problems with this. I think that this could easily, if you want to have zero nuance and if you want to just like die by your party, which who wants to die by their party these days, you could make it a Republican and Democrat issue. But I will say that no victim of sex trafficking ever cared what party their abuser belonged to.
Right.
So I don't think that this is a Democrat-Republican issue. I think this is an issue of sex trafficking and people in power. So this is not like me saying, oh, because of my political party, I'm going to side with this guy over that guy. But one thing that a lot of Democrats who would typically take Bill Clinton's side, they're saying, hold on, it's very uncomfortable that he's almost giving Trump outs. It's the same thing that Ghislaine Maxwell did last year in her DOJ interview with Todd Blanche.
I never saw the president in any type of massage setting.
And I have never heard her speak. Oh, fuck. Okay.
I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way.
Well, in the files, they say a lot of shit that he's been doing. So, you lying.
The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
You know, something that really kind of like makes me think, what the fuck does that orange man have that everybody is so scared of him? Everybody is scared of him. What is it that he has? And I'm not talking about access to like the global nuclear war button. Like, what does he, like, what is, he has to have something. Like, why is everybody like taking after, like, trying to make sure he got a good word in? I've never seen this like this before. Like, oh my gosh. This man is mad protected. He's mad protected, bro. Like, what does he have on these people? This is odd. This is very, very odd.
Your opinion on what Trump is thinking when you're not supposed to answer to opinions, and you gave your opinion in a way that almost clears Trump. Like, I'm sure Trump thinks he didn't have a relationship with Epstein. That's basically what he's saying. There is currently bipartisan effort to get Howard Lutnik out, to get him to resign. I just think the craziest thing, though, is that Howard Lutnik is a billionaire. Why even go on a podcast just to eat your own words later? Why go on a podcast and say, this happened in 2005 and my wife and I were like, we're never going to see this guy?
Right.
I feel like they're trying to jump ahead of certain things. Or they think they're doing something that just like bites them in the ass. That's what I think. I'm just like, okay, so you don't have any PR training. You need to shut the fuck up. But you have this thing about you that you just can't shut the fuck up. So that's why we're here. Because you can't shut the fuck up.
Right.
It's just they...
Wait,
they
the
think
2005 comment, when was that made?
like last year.
Oh, in the podcast.
Yeah.
And then the email came out.
Yeah. And then they're like, why'd you even go on the podcast? You
Yeah.
could have just shut up about Epstein. You could have just not said anything.
No, for real.
Well, he didn't think it was going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the deposition heads into the flights, and it's been confirmed, and it's very, apparent that Bill Clinton has been on Epstein's private plane numerous times, the Lolita Express, if you will. He admits that during one flight, Naomi Campbell happened to be there. This is a name that consistently comes up, but there's no damning evidence against Naomi Campbell. She just keeps coming up all the time. Bill Clinton states that it was all for philanthropic charitable work. Depending on your political views, depending on your view of powerful men abusing their positions, depending on your instinct, a lot of netizens have different takes about these types of responses. But nevertheless, he's like, it was all for philanthropy. I was just trying to save people. In the deposition, he's asked, because of the flight logs, they show that there are young girls on these planes. So when I hear young girls, I'm assuming that they're all of age, because they would have said underage, right? So the flight logs at least depict. And the pictures show that they're wearing tank tops and jeans. Who did he think they were?
That's what I'm saying.
Is Epstein like, this is my assistant?
Yeah, like
who
what?
is wearing a tank top and jeans to do philanthropic work? Why am I bringing this specific assistant to this trip? Like, who did you think they were? Bill Clinton?
I thought they were flight attendants.
Shut up. Just shut up. See, this is, you know what? He's sharp. He's sharp in the brain. He thought they were flight attendants. Why a flight attendant's got a spaghetti strap tube top on? And why is a flight attendant sitting on your lap? William. Why? Why?
Wow.
Do flight attendants typically wear tank tops and jeans?
Yeah, like what?
They don't all wear uniforms on private planes.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true, right? But
So you ask the question, why is she on your lap?
everyone's just kind of like, what?
How's she gonna attend the plane? How's she gonna attend the flight if she's just sitting on your fucking lap? Huh? William?
Even if they don't wear uniforms, they probably don't wear tank tops and jeans.
Yeah, this is such a dumb.
Then there's the viral photo of 22-year-old Shantae giving Clinton a neck massage at an airport. She was 22 at the time. And I do have to note that Shantae Davies has come out and said that Bill Clinton has been nothing but a gentleman in her experiences with him. She's been very outspoken of the abuse that Epstein had done to her along with Maxwell, but she never said that Bill Clinton was part of any of it.
Okay, my next question for you is, have you ever had contact with an individual by the name of Shantae Davies?
I believe Shantae that's a distinctive name, and so I think that was the name of one of his flight attendants.
So, I mean, at this point, it's safe to assume that he knows who she is because, I mean, the picture went out. I'm sure he's prepped with his attorneys. He knows. He's further asked.
She's been described on being on a 2002 Africa trip and providing massages. Was she or any other young female on that trip underage at that time?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did you ever receive a massage or have physical contact from her or anyone else on that trip?
You've seen the pictures. There was one time when I was sitting up and I got a back rub, a neck rub.
Okay.
And I think Shantae did it, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I didn't think it was anything unusual. I can't tell you how many airplanes I've been on where rich people asked me to go and they had someone offering massage. You know, all these
They just giving out massages like it's candy? What? That's not weird. Like, what? Do you need a massage? Maybe I'm not rich enough to experience this, but that still sounds weird to me. Y'all just handing out this, would you like a massage? Bro, what? Okay, that's, what?
Should you go on and all that? They all do that. And usually I don't do that. I'm not into this.
Into what?
Nigga, what?
We don't know.
I'm not into this.
What is he saying?
Yeah, we don't know. And the attorney is like, stop, just stop. He later states that on this specific trip, his neck had, quote, had spasmed and I was in pain. So they offered to help and I let them help.
Do you think a young girl massaging a president is unusual?
So are you asking his opinion?
There's a little riff.
Yes.
And then his other counsel steps in. Objection calls for speculation.
That is weird.
I figured. Did you ever think that all these women around Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell was odd, unusual, weird, or creepy?
There weren't all that many around when I was there.
How many would you say is not all that many?
I think on this big plane that was working long hours, having 2 to 4 people on there, I thought was, as far as I knew, they were all helping.
Flight attendants in tank tops and jeans?
And this questioning is done by a Republican representative, Nancy Mace. And we have this, people who have not watched the full deposition, there's like a clip going viral where he says, but you got like a great tone to it. And Bill Clinton puts his hands in the air and everyone's like, oh my God, Bill Clinton is still flirting with young women. Look at him flirting with Representative Mace.
I mean, if you are, bro, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. If somebody is a womanizer and you know that and they've been a womanizer for and I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying like the thought of like a womanizer who's been a womanizer from office in the 90s is still doing this shit. Yeah, I would assume he would probably be doing that. I don't think men like that just stop doing shit like that. I don't know. The nigga's old, but he's still, you know, like what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't think you can teach Bill Clinton to have some coof.
And it's been clipped and everyone's like, you can't tell me that he wasn't, you know, putting it on thick on her. And I was expecting flirting. They're going at it.
She was never at my house in Chappaqua for any personal reasons.
I didn't say anything for anything personal.
No, you didn't, but you have a great tone in your voice and you're very good at it.
That's just...
Thank you.
That's flirting? That's flirting? Stephanie, you say he did all of this. You have a great tone in your voice. Like, what? That's it?
Take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Thank you. And I did not go to Yale Law School or any law school for that matter.
Which makes sense. Nancy Mace was super confrontational with Hillary Clinton, and she's just been like a very controversial conservative figure, just all in all, in her entire political career. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts about her, good or really bad, or however you want us to take it, right? But Bill Clinton I don't think he's flirting with her.
Okay, so that TikTok was out of context.
Yeah, she is like going for his neck in a way that is more extreme than everyone else. I think everyone is trying to at least be respectful. This is, at the end of the day, a former president, and this is a deposition that they called him to.
She don't give
the Republicans
a fuck.
are obviously going to have more opinion-based questions, or just questions that they're getting in there to get on the record.
It also could be him trying to lighten up the mood. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to cut him some slack, but like just objectively, it looks like he's trying to like soften shit up because he's on his ass right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what it kind of sounds like. I thought he was like, what's the word? I thought he was like actually like laying it on thick, like what was being said. No, he sounds like Bill Clinton. Hubba Bubba Bill, that nigga, the Bill Clinton with the smooth voice and shit. That's what I heard that he was back in the day. So you had a huge thing. If that's laying it on thick, never mind.
To say to his face. And some Democrats, honestly, a lot of Democrats were upset with some of them because they were just going way too easy too. Which a lot of Democrats are like, we don't care that he's a Democrat.
Yeah.
Okay, just like we don't care what any of these predators, not saying Bill Clinton is a predator, just any predator, we don't care about their political affiliation. You need to go harder. There were some Democrats that were like, we know, thank you for being here. We know Trump is just using you.
Yeah.
I voted for you, and it's like, no one cares, even if you voted for whoever, if they turn out to not be good. What?
Exactly.
So I digress. Nancy Mace is going for it. Like, she's very aggressive, very intense. And I don't think that he was flirting with her because she keeps insinuating that he knew what was going on. And so that's why she's saying, I never said that you knew, or something along those lines. And that's why he says, no, but your tone had a great tone to it. Like, very like, but you knew what you're saying,
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying, like, I like your voice, but that's not what was happening.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That was not what was happening at all. It's actually one of the most aggressive parts of the deposition. So unless maybe he just likes someone who's like going for his neck and his wife's neck, maybe he's into that. So what can I say?
He's
That's
also
an
into
opinion.
massages.
I'm not in Bill Clinton's mind. There was another report that came out in my little research about Nancy Mace. There was a Reddit poll going around where people, citizens, Redditors, netizens, would be voting on who the hottest representative is.
What?
And there was an expose, or alleged staffers of Nancy Mace came out and said she made us make burner accounts and vote for her. I'm sorry, I could not live with this information by
The fuck is she, Kevin Durant? What the hell?
myself. I don't know if this is true. This is the allegation made. But
What, bro?
And then they also alleged that she would make them clean her Airbnbs because she didn't want to clean the housekeepers to do it. So she would have staffers do it. And one of them said something along the lines of, quote, she's messed up. The motherboard is fried. Up here. Nothing going on up here. So.
Hey, man.
But in a separate line of questioning, Bill Clinton does state that he wishes Shantae could have told him what was going on with Epstein because he really liked her, thought she was a good person.
I wish Shantae had told me. I liked her.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Then there's Maria Farmer. Maria Farmer is really important to this. It's like not said, but it's said, which is the fact that Maria Farmer has previously reached out to an FBI agent and stated that Epstein had stolen unclothed photos of her
Oh my
sisters
goodness.
who were 12 and 16 years old.
Oh my
This is
goodness.
back in like the 1990s. There is an active FBI report that was then of CSAM against Jeffrey Epstein. She also reported to the FBI agents that Epstein told her to go take photos of young girls at swimming pools, and if she did not comply, he would burn her family house down.
What?
So
Whoa,
Maria
what
Farmer,
the
she
fuck?
goes to the feds with this, and Bill Clinton is in office after. So there's this kind of unsaid but said, like, how are you, the most important person in the nation, not informed that there's at least some sort of investigation? So this is in the 90s. He was president from 93 to 2001. So there's this like not said, but said of, are we really to believe? Yes, you hung out with him before 2008, before we could Google his name. So you don't have the same problem that a lot of these other people in the emails have, which is like, how did you not Google this guy? But
And also, like, how is all these people around him and nobody's telling like, hey, just so you know, this dude is a fucking weirdo. Like, nobody's warning him. And that's also going back to my, how do you approach a conversation like that? Because the dude that was like, oh, I took 8 steps and vowed to never go there again. With that, and I'm speculating, of course, but like some people don't express things to you unless they feel safe enough to express it to you. Or that dude is just a weird motherfucker. Like I know he's a weird guy, but it's just like the special massages, the special type. Like, I think my next question would probably be like, why did you think that was okay to say that to me? Like, why'd you say that? Like, what? Like, what the fuck? Huh?
there was a report to the FBI and you're not informed of it. He's allowed into the White House 17 different times.
Shit.
You know, you still connect with him afterwards. Like, really? Nothing? We don't know anything? And CCM is, that's not even like a, white collar crime, because that's like everybody associates with people with white collar crimes these days. But side note, Maria Farmer has also claimed that she saw Trump visiting Epstein's offices in 1995, and that Trump allegedly came into the office, hovered over her, stared at her bare legs, and that Epstein walked in and said, no, she's not here for you. And as the two men walked out, she alleges that she could hear Trump commenting that he thought she was 16 years old.
Oh, hell
And
no.
I immediately was like, that's Donald Trump. What's he doing here? And just stood over me in a very imposing way. And looked at me like he was in on some secret or something. It was really weird, like smirking, kind of. But he made a joke to Epstein, oh, I thought she was 16.
So the connotation being there that he was okay with that. The White House has, to nobody's surprise, denied such an account of events. And obviously none of us were there with Maria. We do not know the truth, though. You know, I'm sure everyone has personal opinions on what they think the truth is, and we are entitled to our personal opinions. But she claimed that while she was being abused by Epstein, she saw Bill Clinton come to his house on 3 to 4 different occasions.
That's it. That's all she said.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on. That would mean that Clinton had gone to Epstein's house, if Maria Farmer's account is valid, while he was the sitting president. And that changes everything again. That would be really bad. Bill Clinton is adamant he only met Epstein when he was coming out of office, starting his foundation, and Larry Summers introduced them.
Okay, so would that be one of them times where that damn memory, he used that memory Joker card? Did somebody ask him that question? But they probably didn't.
He's asked, Maria Farmer was employed by Jeffrey Epstein and abused by him for a number of years, and she first reported her abuse to the NYPD and FBI in 1996. She states that she has personal knowledge that you visited Jeffrey Epstein's house 3 to 4 times while you were the sitting president between 1995 and 1996. So let me ask you, Mr. President, did you visit Jeffrey Epstein's house while you were president?
I do not remember doing that. I do not.
There you go. What did I tell you? I told you he gonna use that damn, my brain fried. That shit. Okay.
How do you explain this discrepancy?
Objection calls for him to speculate.
I can't speculate. But all I can tell you is I don't remember being there.
Okay.
During your presidency, were you ever made aware of the information that Maria Farmer provided to the FBI in 1996?
No. And no.
During the deposition, Virginia DuFray is brought up. She has stated numerous times in sworn statements that she recalls Bill Clinton being on the island. And her diary reads, quote, Bill Clinton met 2 times. Island with 2 girls, CT, GM, and JE. So CT, I don't know, GM could be Ghislaine Maxwell, and JE could be Jeffrey Epstein, right?
Told you lying.
What is your reaction to that?
It's not true.
Bill Clinton starts getting a little combative,
Did she say that in her book?
This is from her personal diary that her family shared with us.
But the book came out more recently. Did she say that in the book?
I'm just reading you the entry from her diary that her family shared with me.
She should say, I don't remember, since his fucking memory's all fried.
I think she ultimately reached a different conclusion, although I had no contact with her.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's actually kind of like crazy that somebody could literally like, bro, I saw you there. And you just like, no. Now it's just like, wait, what? I saw you. Like, what the fuck?
And a lot of people had side eye to that. Like, why is he so adamant of if she said that in the book? It's almost like he made sure there was nothing in the book about him.
Ooh.
And then he says, I think she ultimately reached a different conclusion, although I had no contact with her.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
And Virginia DuFray is now deceased.
Rest in peace.
In a self-exit. So there are just like lots of feelings that people had about this question. Well, I just want to make sure that it's on the record. That's what the representative is saying. Now, remember how Virginia DuFray alleged that Bill Clinton told Vanity Fair not to write articles about his good friend Jeffrey Epstein? He's asked if that happened. Like we covered this back in the recent Epstein videos that I did a few months back.
Oh, shit.
So she was saying that she was...
I have not watched that. I think I'm Jeffrey Epstein'd out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would like for this to be the last one unless something else comes up, but yeah, I'm a little Jeffrey Epstein'd out.
Scared, Bill Clinton was going into a Vanity Fair saying like, you're not going to cover my friend. And he's asked if that happened and he responds, no.
Not no, hell no. Not close, no.
But according to emails, Ghislaine Maxwell and a Clinton aide talking points on how to respond to a Vanity Fair reporter who was writing a profile on Epstein. So that doesn't mean that Bill Clinton did or did not, but it was a topic of conversation. So either Bill Clinton really was not involved, but people on his side were preparing a statement to give to Vanity Fair because they always ask for comment, or they were involved. It's unclear. But he's saying in the deposition under oath that he did not. Did you know one of the witnesses who testified in the Epstein cases that Epstein said you, Bill Clinton, you quote, like them young? Why would Epstein say that about you? His lawyer steps in. Are you asking him a question? Are you asking his opinion? You want him to try and be in Mr. Epstein's mind and guess at what Mr. Epstein would have thought about?
Do you like him young or not?
First of all, that's not true.
What's not true?
That I have any interest in underage.
I didn't say underage. I said young.
But it's still not true.
Yeah, that's also okay, that's also a point of contention because they said the young lady with the tank top, and I know they didn't say underage, but when you say young, there are some people that it registers in their mind that they're underage. Like, yes, you didn't say it, but as we see, like, when he thinks of young, he thinks of underage, because then again, I mean, I don't know. I think saying like someone likes them young, to me, that sounds like they like them damn near underage. Like, I don't know. Like, is that wrong to think? Like, I think it's a like a synonym in a certain type of context like this one. If that makes sense.
Is an intern young?
So here comes Monica Lewinsky.
Whoa. Oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay.
At my age, anybody younger than I am.
Did you know Jeffrey Epstein instructed a witness to deny you were ever on his island?
He didn't have to, since I was never there.
During Ghislaine Maxwell's previous interview with the DOJ last year, Ghislaine Maxwell states that she had a very central role in the Clinton Global Initiative. And it doesn't seem like she's just making this up out of her butt, okay? It's been revealed that in the files, Ghislaine was even taking part in budget discussions, which, side note, so many depositions happening in the month of February and March. February 9th, 2026, Ghislaine Maxwell is deposed. Another deposition.
Oh, shit.
House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. They depose her. Closed door deposition. The video goes live. Okay.
Really?
The video goes up. You're like, what? It's a closed door deposition. What do you mean? Okay. So the main questions the committee wanted to ask were Ghislaine Maxwell previously claimed that there were 4 named co-conspirators. Who were the 4 named co-conspirators? 25 men who were not indicted. Who are they? Why were they never charged? Her documented social relationship with Trump and Epstein, including whether access to underage girls was ever facilitated. They wanted to ask whether discussions occurred about a pardon or sentence reduction after Trump publicly stated that he would look at a pardon, what client lists exist documenting Epstein's associates, and whether Epstein shared information with or acted on behalf of foreign government and intelligence services.
Oh my goodness.
That was the plan. That's the questions that they're going in trying to ask. Ghislaine Maxwell, we have a video of this, is sitting there with big old goofy glasses on her head. Okay, she looks crazy. And she just responds to everything. I would like to answer your question. Then do it. But she doesn't.
But on the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
She wouldn't even respond if she was a close friend of Epstein's, which she previously denied, but, you know. And she's asked, Miss Maxwell, is it your intention to answer every question put to you by the committee today with the assertion of your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
That video of the deposition has since been released because she literally said nothing, and the American people should probably see her evade all these questions. And all of that appears, this whole thing is like a bid for a presidential pardon. Even before the questions start, Maxwell's attorney states outright,
if this committee and the American public truly want to hear the unfiltered truth about what happened, there is a straightforward path. Ms. Maxwell is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. Only she can provide a complete account, and some may not like what they hear, but the truth matters. For example, both President Trump and President Clinton are innocent of any wrongdoing. Ms. Maxwell alone can explain why, and the public is entitled to hear that explanation. Thank you, members of the committee, for having us today, and Ms. Maxwell can now proceed to answer her questions with the Fifth Amendment. Thank you.
Which a lot of people are upset by. A representative, Jamie Raskin for Maryland, has since been very public about this, criticizing the DOJ, stating,
No, I think that the Department of Justice has been in a cover-up mode for many months and has been trying to sweep the entire thing under the rug. There's no way you run $1 billion international child sex trafficking ring with just 2 people committing crimes.
Interestingly,
bro, yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, the thing is about this is gonna like really annoy me is that, yeah, we know they're covering it up. Now what? Like, that's really annoying to me. Like, you know, like the ball ends here. The play stops here. And it's like, wow, we really aren't going to get the truth, huh? We just have to go off the files that they give us and then try to sift through all the blacked out, marked out spots and do all this. It's just a mess, bro. Like, I don't even know if, I really hope justice will be served, but I don't even know if it's going to. This is disgusting.
The video of the deposition has elicited a very different kind of response. Of course, outrage that she's not answering any of the questions, but also conspiracies that this is not Ghislaine Maxwell, that she's been replaced.
What?
Comments are reading, clearly not Ghislaine Maxwell. Wow, corruption is so smart. Is that her? That looks like somebody else, completely different.
Bro, what?
What's the problem? She looks different?
Yeah. It could be the wonky glasses. It could be the video. It looks like a webcam. It could be that she's not Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know.
Okay.
But it does sound like her, but I don't know. Some are saying she doesn't sound like her either. The imposter should be found and prosecuted if this is a phony. This is a trial. Like, there's a lot of thoughts in the comments. But according to the Clintons, the main reason that the Clintons continued to associate with Ghislaine was mainly because Ghislaine Maxwell was involved with 2 key people that were part of the Clintons' lives. Doug Band. This was, at the time, Bill Clinton's top aide. As evidenced by emails that Doug Band had with Ghislaine Maxwell, there was something going on. I don't know what it was, but it was something.
What do you mean,
She writes
something?
to him, Boo-boo.
Boo-boo?
Are you around? I am very ill and require immediate medical attention. I am suffering from boo-boo-titis. Yeah. No, I hate her. A very serious condition.
Boo-boo-itis.
Without a boo-boo fix, the symptoms become pronounced. Feeling is mutual, Doug Ban responds. My boo-boo-titis is also reaching epic proportions.
Why can't y'all just say I'm touch-starved? Like, why y'all gotta be flirting like this?
Lots going on, but we'll be in boo-booville the second you arrive.
Boo-booville?
Then another one sent by Ghislaine Maxwell. Cries into the night that sound like Shakespeare's sonnets that sound like this. Oh Douglas, wherefore art thou, Douglas? Doug Ban states that he never had any physical relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell and that she is a monster.
So y'all was just flirting through the emails? Okay, all right.
Not what you said when you went to Boo-Booville, though.
Boo-Booville.
But he says there was absolutely no physical relationship that occurred between us ever. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just flirting over emails, but he is being called to testify before the House Oversight Committee, so we shall see. They were close enough that Ghislaine, according to the emails, tried to arrange and did purchase Doug Ban a $35,000 AP watch for his birthday with Epstein. And she was asking Epstein, like, who should I say it's from, me or you? And he said, from us.
Wow.
Yeah, and I will say, side note, Doug Ban had quite the bitter, contentious parting with the Clintons. That's like kind of for another time, but not really. So Doug Ban was saying that Bill Clinton was driven nuts by Obama and that Hillary was bitter that she was not the president and that the Clintons consciously or unconsciously may not have wanted Hillary to win, which are very wild things to say. The Clintons and even Obama had refuted much of that sentiment. Hillary allegedly felt like Doug Ban was enabling Bill Clinton's behavior, to which Doug Ban is like, the idea that anyone can control a person, especially a former president of the United States, is completely ridiculous. But later, another friend of the Clintons said, the problem was Doug Ban's ego. Quote, you had to kiss Doug Ban's ass to get anywhere. I mean, it was like Doug Ban began to think that he was Bill Clinton. Also, apparently, Doug Ban and Chelsea Clinton, the Clintons' daughter, had a long-standing rivalry, with sources saying that Chelsea was upset because Bill Clinton saw Doug Ban as his son. And later, in a scathing internal email, Doug Ban wrote that Chelsea is acting like a, quote, spoiled brat kid who has nothing else to do but create issues to justify what she's doing because she, as she has said, hasn't found her way and has a lack of focus in her life.
Bro, it's really surprising how these adults are just like acting like this. Like it's really like disheartening. Like these are grown people just acting like this. That's why I always say you never really grow up, huh? You just have the responsibilities of an adult and you just act like you're just so mature. Or you can actually be mature, but like I said, okay, Doug.
Bill Clinton says after Doug banned, Ghislaine Maxwell was in a relationship with Ted Waite, who is a billionaire that co-founded Gateway.
Oh.
And the Clintons are very close with Ted Waite. He's a huge, huge donor of the Clinton Foundation. I mean, that's the only reason that Ghislaine Maxwell came to their daughter's wedding.
Interesting.
Chelsea Clinton's wedding was because Ted Waite was invited and Ghislaine Maxwell was his plus one. That makes sense a little bit, but still, I don't know. If you are a former president, I'm sure you vet that list, that guest list, up and down for anything.
Exactly.
You have a DUI. That's heinous, by the way. You're out. You have petty theft. You're out. Like anything? No? This is, way later. But Ghislaine, in her interview last year, said that she probably saw Bill Clinton probably around 2016. They had a dinner together. He confirms that it's been about a decade. And just like what Ghislaine Maxwell said about Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew, she is insistent that Bill Clinton was her friend and not Epstein's friend. But Bill Clinton is like, none of us were friends. I don't know what anybody's talking about.
Bro, that shit throwing me.
We were friendly, but I didn't know him well enough to say we were friends.
But here's also another thing that's interesting. I just noticed, and this could be me reading way too much into it, but Bill Clinton, when he talks about Epstein, there's a lot of condemning happening. But when he talks about Maxwell, it's almost passive condemning. It's just something that I notice, and it's a feeling that I have. He'll say things like,
we did not know when Epstein was arrested that she was still involved with him. I think that clears a lot of this up. We didn't know. I'm sorry for what she did and what she allowed her life to become, and now she's living with it.
It's not a strong condemning of like, her.
Yeah.
Can't believe she did that. She deserves to rot in hell.
Exactly. Disgust.
Well, also, I mean, it probably would sound kind of crazy saying that to a woman, or like saying that about a woman when you're like Bill Clinton, you know? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, which is weird. Then they bring up the birthday note.
Okay, wait. I wouldn't say that is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like there are some people who it really sounds like I'm taking up for them. Never mind. It's weird. I don't really give it two shits about Bill Clinton. So okay, yeah, it's weird.
Okay, they bring up Bill Clinton's birthday note for Epstein's 50th birthday.
Why they write like that?
Why are we wishing traffickers a happy birthday? Okay, traffickers should not even get another birthday. But Bill Clinton is asked, why did you write this letter?
Why did I? Because I was requested to contribute a nice letter for his birthday book.
Why?
It's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted so long across all the years of learning and knowing, adventures and errors, and still to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends.
He leans back, crosses his arms, and smiles.
Not a bad letter.
The birthday note shows, states knowing adventures and errors. He's asked, for the record, you weren't referring to errors in judgment that Mr. Epstein had related to his inappropriate activities involving young.
Absolutely not. I knew nothing about that.
Bro, yes you did. Oh my gosh. All right, enough. I'm sorry. Enough. I don't understand. Like, the whole thing about this is like, if these people who are supposed to be ahead and in charge of things like this, the thing about like acting aloof, that should literally like be alarming in itself. Because so you're around this person and you didn't even know the type of shit he was getting into? Nah, I never knew it. Like all these people saying, I never knew he was really on this. So shouldn't that be a knock against your vetting process? And also a knock against your discernment? So a knock against on your position in leadership? Like, why are we just letting these people just be like, you know what? No, I didn't really know that. I didn't know he was doing this. Yeah, I was over there, but I didn't know he was doing. Like, what the fuck? Like, are we? Am I like unlearning all these types of things that I grew up to know? Like, be careful around the company that you keep. Like, if I was friends with somebody and they turn out to be a fucking axe murderer, that either that's a really kept secret, or I don't really give a shit that he's an axe murderer. Like, how do you not know? Like, that's literally, I don't know, man. This is they're letting these people get off scot-free with just saying, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know he was on that type of timing. But okay, so now that you do know, like, what? All right, so you didn't know, so what now? Like, what the fuck? Like, you shouldn't let that slide, bro.
So he's just saying that it's just a shitty coincidence of word usage. There's a few more notes that Bill Clinton allegedly wrote to Epstein that he's asked about, which I will say, like, this is why it's so frustrating. Certain questions have a lot of high value. Like, this birthday note probably has a little bit more high value of, like, those are words that the American citizens were like, now why would you write that? Mm-hmm. Why would you write that? So that's a good question. But then they start bringing up some dumb notes, which I'm like, now you're making this whole thing seem dumb, okay? Which apparently Bill Clinton wrote a get well soon note to Epstein's mom on a Post-it. Not even like a fancy papyrus card that you have to pay $6 for.
I've never heard somebody actually say the name of the card. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Post-it. Epstein saved the Post-it. Bill Clinton is asked and he says, I mean, it looks like my handwriting, but I don't recall. But I will tell you this.
I have written get well notes to lots of people I did not know and had never met.
And you're like, yeah, I mean, as the former president, I'm sure you're writing a bunch of bullshit to people that you don't necessarily care about. One of the notes that Bill Clinton also wrote to Epstein, he kept on his plane, and it reads along the lines of like, thanks for inviting me and letting me invade your private space. I'm exhausted and glad to get away from the crowd, and we will forge ahead. I'll finally figure out the financial stuff. Which all of it does seem on par with what Bill Clinton has been saying of like, oh, we were just going around for philanthropic.
Let me in your private space? Okay. So you saw those wall titties, huh?
Like efforts. So it's like when they bring these up, now it seems like, okay, what's happening? But you can tell where there are just certain topics where Bill Clinton and his lawyers They don't seem to like to talk about it. And those notes are not one of those topics. However, the painting of Bill Clinton wearing what could be presumed as Monica Lewinsky's dress and sitting on the chair with his legs draped over.
Like, this is nuts.
They give him a picture of that. So, Mr. President, we are looking at an image of you, a portrait that looks to be of you, Mr. President, in this blue dress. Can you describe this painting? His lawyer interjects. He doesn't need to describe the painting. You just gave him a picture. What's your question?
What the fuck is this picture? Like, this is a nuts ass picture, bro. Like, what? Like, what is going on here? Like, first off, who this nigga had this shit commissioned, which is weird in itself. Like, I don't. But I'd be mad as shit if somebody like paint me like that. Like, I'll be mad because, like, first off, why? Like, you didn't just ask me like, hey, bro, like, I want to paint you or some shit. That sounds a little crazy. I don't know. It's just like, why are you... It's like he was like fucking with him. Like, why would you paint him in Monica Lewinsky's dress? Like, what? This Epstein nigga is weird as shit, son. I ain't gonna lie.
Do you understand why someone would paint this? Objection, this calls for speculation. You can ask the artist. But Bill Clinton responds.
If I had known Jeffrey Epstein had this painting, it would have saved me this whole day.
Saying if he knew Epstein had this painting, he would have never associated with Epstein, and then he wouldn't be deposed right now. There are no emails suggesting that Bill Clinton ever visited the island, though we have late Virginia DuFray's allegation that he was on the island. The Secret Service has indicated that they had not been to the island, and Bill Clinton does state that he has never signed off on Secret Service. So meaning that you would have to like sign off of like, I don't want Secret Service protecting me right now.
Okay.
So that would be the only time that he would potentially go to the island without Secret Service, and he has no record of signing off on Secret Service.
I see.
But he does admit that he did make a brief visit to Epstein's Manhattan townhouse, but he does not recall if Epstein was even there at the time, which is kind of crazy how you don't recall that. Like, are you just visiting people's empty homes without the homeowner there? It's kind of odd. Like, you would know that. I think he was trying to phrase it as like, oh, I was walking with my friend, and they were like, oh, you know, Epstein, he lives right down there, and he's so proud of his house, which is this elementary school that's been converted. So we should go. We should just stop by and say hi because he's a donor. He would love that, blah, blah, blah. They walk in. He's making it seem like we were asking like, oh, is Mr. Epstein?
What do you mean you walk in? You just walked in? Didn't somebody open the door for you? And he just wasn't home?
Epstein home?
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But he doesn't remember.
This nigga has a $29 million mansion and y'all just waltz into his house? Hey, I was trying to see if J.E. was here. Oh, he's not? Okay. Bye. Like, what?
Okay, but again, Maria Farmer was like, pretty sure I saw him in the house when he was a sitting president. So I don't know. I wasn't in the house. I don't know anything. But remember Epstein, he loved in his Manhattan townhouse, apparently to display pictures of young girls, young nude girls.
Yes.
Bill Clinton says you never saw anything like that. He says that he also never saw any staff members that were young girls inside the house.
Well.
During your relationship or the time that you knew Mr. Epstein, what did you understand his job to be? I'm not sure I knew. It was never clear to me, but he could have been living on, investing the profits that he's already made. I knew he was this finance guy.
I'm not sure I knew. It was never clear to me, but he could have been living on investing the profits he'd already made. I knew he was this finance guy.
I would just like to ask you directly, do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
Oh, shit.
The lawyer jumps in. Are you asking him to speculate on how Mr. Epstein died?
Do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
Are you asking him to speculate on how Mr. Epstein died?
I'm asking what the president thinks of...
So you're asking his opinion?
Mr. President, was your friend Jeffrey Epstein suicidal?
Are you classifying him as a friend who he has testified that he was friendly?
He has called him a friend in a letter.
He said he was friendly, but not. You've asked for his testimony.
Mr. President,
I mean, she's sharp. Okay, she's doing her job well, but it is kind of crazy.
Oof. Do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein was suicidal?
Do you know?
Was he ever suicidal?
Best of your understanding.
I don't know. I only know what the medical finding was. I think maybe he finally got caught. And I don't know. I've accepted it in my own mind. I don't know what happened.
Mr. President, what did you accept, that he self-exited or that he did not? That he did, but I don't know. None of us know. We weren't there. Then Mark Middleton is brought up.
Gosh.
The House committee states in the deposition and asks Bill Clinton, Mark Middleton was found dead at Hefner Ranch, approximately 30 miles from his home in Little Rock. He was discovered hanging from a tree by an extension cord around his neck with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his chest. So he was shot and on a rope. Do you have any information that leads you to suspect that he did something other than self-exit? No. Do you have any concerns that this was in relation to his knowledge or relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, given the date? I'm asking, when you heard about this death, knowing about the things that have, at this point, it's all over the news, seeing that he is self-exited, have you ever had any conversations with people about whether or not there's any relationship between the two?
Oh, no. No one's ever suggested it to me.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Next up, Mr.
It's really sad.
And this deposition has mixed feelings. A lot of people are again, understandably so, it's become very political. It's kind of gotten annoying, I will say, where political in the sense of there are some people who are like, well, it's not Bill Clinton because Trump is deflecting. Or it's, oh, look, Trump is finally going after these people because he's innocent. And it's like, let's just maybe not make it about politics and absolve people of guilt just based on their political alliance,
like
because
what?
that's just not how it works. So I will say,
also, did the whole world just forget the grab him by the pussy thing that he said? Like, did everybody just like forget that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I remember that shit. Like, do we just forget this? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Those types of sentiments have gotten annoying, but some people think that this quote, this was such a waste of time and a joke because he was never going to answer anything honestly. Others are commenting, if there was any substance to Clinton's involvement, you know damn well Trump would have thrown him under the bus and made it back up too. Anything to keep the lights off of his ass. Others are saying this is obviously political persecution by someone who himself is mentioned in the files a million times. Other people are saying he's a piece of shit when it comes to women and an absolute womanizer, but that doesn't inherently mean that he's into kids. Very possible to be one type and not the other. I don't think that this is as cut and dry with him as it is with someone like Trump.
I mean, it could be like the thing of where you're just like, oh, fuck that guy, not hang that guy, you know? Yeah.
To which someone else comments, who fucking cares? Put them both in jail.
Oh,
Some netizens
shit.
are actually frustrated with the questions being asked. Quote, these people are amateurs at best. A rock could have formed better questions. Another quote, corruption. These questions were carefully fabricated, mostly opinions and speculations. Seems like both sides are in bed with each other. If he goes down, so does everybody else who's included in that list. Another one reads, you'd think someone in this room would be capable of reading a clear and complete sentence out loud. Absolute incompetence. But here's the part.
Why is the internet so like backseat professionals at every single thing? Like what? These be the same people. I don't. It's not really like should be a point of contention, but it's like it's really like why do people act like that on the internet? Like these are the same people who will literally not know the difference between there and there. That was a little embarrassing that I just messed it up. And then just say some shit like in a misspelled comment, it's just like a rock could form better questions than that. Like what the fuck? People on the internet always amaze me, bro. And not in a good way.
That I can't get over. It's like everybody has their political alliance and they're gonna feel one type of way. And we could go all day, like Hillary Clinton said, until the cows come home, going back and forth of, well, maybe he's bad, but your guy is badder. Or like, maybe they're both bad, but your guy first. Like we could do this all day and nothing will ever happen.
Again, did we forget the grab him by the pussy thing?
However, this is the most enlightening part to me and to a lot of people. A Democratic representative takes over questioning, and they open with,
It is well understood that you had a personal relationship with Mr. Epstein, and we will talk about that today.
Is he sleeping?
But the events I just described color our perspective on the conversation. It appears as if you and other Democratic figures have been targeted by President Donald Trump in an attempt to distract the American people from his own long-standing relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And if that were true, it would not be the first time that President Trump has targeted his political enemies under the guise of law enforcement. This deposition is occurring in the context of unprecedented weaponization of the Department of Justice by Donald Trump.
Which some,
you know, the thing about this is, like, at the end of the day, you don't know these people, and like the way that people on, I guess, on the internet, because this is what I see, how they just ride for this person, it seems like idol worship. And I'm not talking about like K-pop idol worship. It genuinely seems like a weird type of idol worship, because like I still can't fathom that the same dude that was in Home Alone would be literally the next cause of like this century's The Fall of Babylon. Like nothing would have prepared me of the shit that has happened since 2016. And it's like, bro, what is the reason why you stick by this orange motherfucker's side like this? Like, it has to be some type of idol worship, bro. Because it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. How, like, from when I heard about the Orange Man, right? Like I said, he was in Home Alone. There were, like, rappers making songs about him. Like, it was literally rappers making songs about him. He was on, like, The Apprentice, the Miss Universe, all this other stuff. And then in 2016, like, everything just like shifted. Like I don't understand it. Like I don't understand how people can like stand by somebody like this. Like I don't get it. And like it just seems like the whole world, not the whole world, but it seems like the people that are supposed to be keeping this person in check are terrified by him. What is so terrifying about him? Like I don't know, bro. Like it's weird. It's really, really weird. This idol worship stuff is like really annoying. Because like he will literally do some shit that goes against these MAGA people. And they'll be like, oh, I still fuck with him. Like, huh? Like what the hell? Like what? I don't know what type of sorcery this is. This is some unprecedented shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never seen this many people ride for a president this fucking much. This much? I've never seen this before. And again, I was there when Obama got elected. I was in the church. Black folks was happy as hell. What happened? I wanted Bernie to win. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was kind of sad about that. But still, it's just like, what the fuck is like? He had to have like had a deal with the devil or something. I just don't understand it. All these people love this man. Why? Like, what about it? He funny? That's why you like him? Cause he funny? He make these little jokes and shit like that. Yeah, that's why y'all like him like that. Shit is weird.
Some people loved, some people hated. Obviously, you know why Republicans would hate that type of conversation. But some Democrats were really opposed to sentiments like this, saying, yes, the urgency is far greater and higher when there are questions about trafficking for the sitting president of the United States. But they're saying, like, we don't think Bill Clinton is, like, off the hook either. So, like, we don't have to put him up on a pedestal. Like, he's definitely done nothing wrong.
Yeah, and it's also like it seems like people cannot fathom that two things can be true. Like, yes, both of these people suck. I understand that. You could say, this is the thing that I was saying about it saying fuck that guy versus kill that guy or hang that guy. Like, it's still fuck him. Like, you don't have to say like, oh, Bill Clinton, good guy. Trump, bad. No. Fuck both of them. Why in the heavens above, the Lord's name, is he's just like in these files so much to where he could just be like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know Epstein. To just lie. Like what? I feel like I'm just getting fatigued by this. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is probably gonna be the last Epstein video. I'm just fatigued. Like, I don't even think they're going to even do anything to the orange guy. Like, I don't like. It's just like, what the fuck? He has like what 35 felonies and shit. He's still in the off. Like,
just to push. You know, they're saying it's kind of like. Yeah. However, I will say most Democrats are really happy that the Clintons were deposed and that they testified and they did not look for loopholes. I'm sure they did, but they didn't find a successful loophole to not be deposed because they have now set the Clinton rule that even presidents can be deposed if subpoenaed.
Nice. Okay.
So who's next? You know, obviously everybody wants it to be Trump. This is the startling part. Bill Clinton is interestingly asked, so to get more information for this investigation was, you know, wondering if you also agree that President Trump should answer questions of this committee.
What the fuck is this?
We believe in the minority that President Trump should also answer this committee's questions. He's someone that is mentioned almost more than any other person beside Ghislaine Maxwell in the Epstein documents. And so to get more information for this investigation, was wondering if you also agree that President Trump should answer questions of this committee.
That's for you to decide. But he didn't know him well, you know, and I once had a brief discussion.
He didn't know him well. Trump didn't know Epstein well.
And
said by Bill.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
All right, you're a fucking liar. Okay. Here we go. Told you not to trust this motherfucker.
That's for you to decide, but he did know him well, and I once had a brief discussion with him about it. I hate this, but because I don't believe I should inject anything. But I do not want to leave the impression. The president never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard
Well, why would he do that?
to Epstein either. He just didn't. He just said we were friends, and then we had a falling out over a land deal.
Could I?
Bro, well, like, what the fuck? No, they're not going to. He's not going to tell you if he's touching children and raping women. No, he's not going to say that. Who the fuck is out there saying that? If people were actually like out there in public saying what this heinous shit, what they do to children and women, you would expect a fucking firing squad to rise through the dirt. There's a reason why they keep this behind closed doors. Nobody's gonna say that. I don't know. I felt like that was like a misnomer. Like, yeah, we were just friends. Yeah, he probably would say that to you. Well, that would make sense because they don't think you down with all that nasty shit. You know, like it's just like, again, the question of why did you think it was okay to say that to me? You know what I'm saying? Because these people is nasty. The Orange Man and J.E., them two motherfuckers, they're nasty. They're not gonna. No, I don't think they're like, oh well, Bill's fucked up, but he ain't down with us, so we ain't finna tell him like I don't. Yeah, obviously he didn't tell you. Again, he should be deposed too. Like, what? This man has done all this shit within the past 4 years, and however many years. Yes, depose him. Like, this nigga has 35 felonies, and like it was just a bunch of shit. Do y'all remember when he got arrested in the mugshot? Like, do we not remember these things? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't fucking know. Yes, depose him. I don't give a damn what Bill has to say.
Ask very briefly, Mr. President, if you recall, what were the circumstances of that conversation, or at least let's start with when did that conversation occur? He says that Trump told him this on a golf course decades ago, saying something along the lines of like,
somehow knew I had flown in Jeffrey Epstein's aircraft, and he said, you know, we had some great times together over the years, but we fell out. All because of a real estate deal.
A real estate deal?
He says he doesn't recall who brought it up in the conversation first on the golf course, if it was him or Trump. He can't imagine it was him because he, would never do something like that.
Also, I don't think Trump is the type of person to start conversations. I'm going to be honest with you. The shit that I be seeing, and I've been trying my hardest not to have that motherfucker on my screen, but he literally looks like the type of person that would get asked a question and he'll just do this. What? Like, he sounds like a responder. But he probably isn't. I don't know. Fuck that guy. But still.
Do you recall whether President Trump elaborated at all on the great times that he had with Jeffrey Epstein?
Great
No.
times.
And I took, at the time, I didn't put any sexual stint to it.
I didn't put any sexual stint on it.
He later reiterates once more.
The only conversation I had with President Trump about this was in the early 2000s. And I have no information that he did anything wrong. I just want it all out there. I want everybody to get it all out there and let everybody see where we are.
Which a lot of people feel like this is straight out of a mutual destruction playbook.
A what?
The way that Bill Clinton talks about Ghislaine Maxwell and Trump, the way that Ghislaine Maxwell talks about Bill Clinton and Trump. Everybody is like they're playing games right in front of our faces.
Yeah.
That's the feeling. A lot of people think it's because both men are guilty, but only one of them is in office right now. That's why maybe Clinton is being nicer to Trump than Trump is being nice to Clinton about the files. But it seems like both of them, neither Clinton nor Trump, have had any scathing words for Ghislaine Maxwell, even though both of them have a hatred for trafficking and traffickers, right? And also, why is Bill Clinton going out of his way to tell everybody that Trump is innocent? The same Trump that made Hillary Clinton's life
that's
so
what I'm
unbearable
saying.
for so
Like, what the fuck? Like, huh? I forgot it. I forgot for a second. Like, what? That nigga was, bro. I don't know if y'all remember. It was that nigga was giving her hell, and you just being nice to like, man, fuck that guy. What the fuck? Like, no. Like he was giving, bro. Oh my gosh. These fucking sword fighting ass niggas, bro.
belong too. This is not like,
Like,
we're
what the
mutuals. Oh, we're part of the same party. It's so bizarre.
Did he forget?
Depending on who you ask, public opinion will be, because Bill Clinton's guilty or because they both
probably
are.
is.
With that being said, there's a lot on Trump.
Oh, gosh.
In July and August of 2025, the FBI internally circulated Epstein-related allegations that mentioned Trump. There are a lot of crazy, salacious allegations, by the way, and I think that this is where the conspiracies of their eating babies stems from because of this internal document. Now, this internal document, people have been kind of recklessly, and this is not in defense of the administration, okay? This is...
I'm gonna be honest with you. That thing when they said, like, tastes like cream cheese was probably... That almost had me like projectile vomiting when I saw that. That shit is fucking disgusting. That's like actually like really like, oh gosh.
People are presenting this as these are valid FBI internal documents of crimes that have been committed. That's not what this is. The FBI decided that they were going to compile a document of anybody who's even called in to give an allegation regarding Epstein and Trump. So they compiled this entire document, and on one side, they list what the phone call detailed, or the tip detailed, or the allegation detailed. And then in the middle, they detailed whether they were able to contact the person again to further interview them, whether they found corroborating evidence, or whether they found no evidence or proof that this was a lie. And then oddly, the third little box they have on the right side
was
any criminal history that this person has.
What?
The one giving the allegation.
What the
Was
fuck?
this leaked?
Why?
It was in the Epstein files dump.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
It is important to note that most media outlets have reported, even places like the New York Times have reported that it seems that the FBI was not able to verify most of the allegations and that they deemed it to be unverifiable or not credible. But I'm just going to tell you what it is. There could be some things in here that are true. There could be nothing in here that's true. All of it could be true. But just because it's in an internal document does not mean that we can believe everything.
Listen, we can believe everything or not believe everything. That man literally said on TV, you can just grab them by the pussy. There's a specific type of man that would say some shit like that. No, like full stop. Saying you just grab women by the... Who the fuck says that? On TV, my nigga. On fucking TV. Or I don't know if it was on TV or not. We all saw that shit. We saw that. Like, there is a specific type of man that says some shit like that, and it's not a good type. Who the fuck says shit like that? So it's just like, yeah, these allegations, I believe them. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, I don't care if they're false or... Bro, lock this nigga up. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm tired of seeing... I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. I'm tired of seeing him on the fucking screen. all this shit just going on. There's all this stuff. And he's over here just lying. That fucking nasty hair. Like, oh my gosh. Shit. If there's any MAGA people watching this, why the fuck do you support that man? Like, honestly. You're probably not even at this far in the video, so I'm just throwing this out there. But like, why? Like, what qualities does, like, why, bro? Why?
So one complaint summary on the internal note reads, caller named other individual named in a big orgy party with her. Other young girls and older VS models,
the young
Victoria's
girl
Secret
stuff.
models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump.
Oh my.
So now this is saying that they were all in some sort of...
big orgy party.
Yeah, which, you know, a lot of people have gone down with more memes of Big Beautiful Bill. Complainant reported participating in orgies and that some girls went missing, rumored to have been murdered and buried at a golf course. Complainant reported being threatened by Trump's then head of security that if she ever talked about what she saw or what happened, she would, quote, end up as fertilizer for the back 9 holes like the other cunts.
Honestly, and also, yeah, you can probably not believe them, but there are some things that people say that are so specific with certain amount of info. It's like, how does your brain think of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, saying stuff like this, it would probably be like, yeah, this probably happened, bro. He probably said that. Again, he said, grab them by the pussy. I can definitely assume and believe if he said he would end up like fertilizer for the back 9 holes. Also, isn't his like ex-wife? What happened? There was something about like one of the golf courses. He turned into like a cemetery because of somebody that was buried there. So you don't have to pay taxes or something. Like, I don't know if that's true or false. It's just like all this info about this man. It's at nauseum. It's at nauseum. This guy is terrible. He's terrible. And it's just like, oh, well, he's still up there. Like, what the fuck?
She claims that she saw cartels involved in the parties and that she watched Robin Leach, who I believe is a reporter, strangle a young girl to death at a party.
What?
The FBI note deems her claims to not be credible. Complainant was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed 3 separate incidents involving police which requested in mandatory psychiatric evaluations. That's the internal note.
Oh my goodness.
I do believe that's where a lot of the baby
What the hell?
sacrifices and consumption and conspiracies, like, they all start stemming from here. Then another one, complainant reported Donald Trump participated regularly in paying money to force her to perform acts with him and alleged Trump was present when her uncle murdered her newborn child.
Slim, what the fuck?
Conclusion of the FBI was, quote, no contact made.
Like, bro, what the fuck what the hell is that? What is that? Like, why does that sentence or the why does that phrase even, what the, like, huh? Like, it's just no contact made. So are we just gonna ignore what was just said? We are? Okay. All right, cool. What the fuck? Like, what?
Another caller believes that the FBI has pictures of her as a baby with Epstein. But the note that the agents made was, no contact made. Previous tips indicated she had called in and said she had chemically induced amnesia and struggled with knowing what was a dream and what was reality.
Huh?
I mean, I do hope that the FBI did way more internally for gathering whether this is credible or not than just, oh, she has chemically induced amnesia, because both things could be true. But we don't know. These are just internal notes. Another complainant tells the FBI, and this is from the internal note again, not stated as fact, Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's private parts by entering digits and rated private parts. The guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Don Jr. Trump, Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were all there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to have with Donald J. Trump, forced to allow them to assault. I was 13 years old when Donald J. Trump R-worded me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present.
Oh my gosh.
The FBI notes, no contact information provided. So this could just be like a call-in tip and then hang up.
Oh,
so this could be true, right? It's a wild claim, right? I'm not saying that any of these people are absolved of any guilt, and I don't think that they're guilty or anything, but this is a very insane claim, okay?
And also, the thing about these people is that I think they have like the power of fatiguing you to like get you to just like stop asking questions. And it's like, okay, we bring up a claim. They say I didn't do that. Okay, so what did you do? Bring up another claim. Like, I didn't do that. Bring up this, bring up that. It's just like I don't even know what to say. Again, sorry. Again, I would believe it, but also in the context of it's just like a call, you can call in and hang up and stuff like that. It's just like it's like what can I do with this in order to be like to do this ethically? Like what can I do with this information? I don't know. Just post it on social media and everybody just go wild with it. But the simple fact that like a majority of people believe it, it's like, okay, wow. Because like the thing is, if somebody believes that you're capable of doing something like that, that's also not good. That's also not good. If the majority of the population of a certain demographic of people believe that you're capable of doing something like that, that is fucking insane. To even say that that's something that you probably did, that's crazy. And again, I would think these people would try their best not to come off that type of way to where you get like rapey vibes. But then again, when you go in the public and say grab him by the pussy, you can't be surprised that people will literally believe that you will do some shit like this.
To have parties.
Wouldn't it be so easy for them to find their contact though?
Yeah.
It's FBI, you know.
But I mean, the way that they're running it right now, I don't know if they're. Yeah, but no contact information was provided.
Running that shit like a Arby's.
Maybe the FBI also deems maybe there's some sort of statistic if you don't leave your contact information. It could be the same as prank calling. I don't know how they see it. I don't know how they rate it.
It's so interesting. Like you can just call them and leave a tip. I imagine if you call police and say something really scary, the police would be like, oh shit, we gotta investigate. We gotta call them. We gotta figure it out. They don't just stop by, oh, they didn't tell me their address.
Yeah.
And also, who the fuck prank calls the FBI? Why would you?
They're gonna find out your name, your address, and they're gonna come to you.
And then probably arrest you. The note further reads, no contact information provided. So they just move on. Okay, this is where it starts getting weird. I think up until this point, no one really believes any of the previous allegations or like it would just be so crazy. And if it's true, I don't even know what the implications of something like that would be just on a global scale of like, these are like conspiracy theories that we never thought were going to be true. And then they become true. I don't know how that would even impact anything. Like it would be crazy. But these are ones that netizens are taking more seriously. Again, these are unverified allegations. Caller reported that in 1987, a friend, victim 1, was out drinking and ended up at Trump Plaza. Victim 1 saw Donald Trump and wanted to meet him. An unknown man approached her and offered to introduce her to Trump. The unknown man gave Victim 1 a drink, and Victim 1 woke up naked and sore in bed with $300 on the bed. Victim 1 didn't remember how she got to the room. She remembered seeing a flash of Trump's face. Victim 1 called the caller and was like, I think that I've been R-worded. Victim 1 did not go to the hospital to have an R-word kit performed because she didn't think that anyone would believe her, especially because she was drunk. They later state that Victim 1 had a husband whose business had problems with suppliers, and Victim 1 believed Trump was behind it. Victim 1 also started dating a lawyer, identity is unknown, who was married. Victim 1 had a fight with her lawyer boyfriend and went to a bar. Victim 1 left a bar with a man who no one in the bar recognized, but who seemed familiar with Victim 1. Victim 1 was never seen again. A few years later, remains were discovered that matched the description of what Victim 1 was wearing when she went missing. DNA tests at the time were inconclusive. The FBI notes, no contact made, victim identified as deceased, and complainant do not have confirmed information.
Hello?
But worse than that. So this is released.
What?
And it's bad because, I mean,
it's horrible.
We don't know how the FBI unconfirmed, said that these are uncredible accounts, how they were able to say that these are not real. We don't know. It just says unconfirmed.
But
It doesn't say anything
deceased.
specific. So we don't know if it's really unconfirmed, if they were able to follow through with the steps, or they're just like, they didn't leave contact information, so automatically unconfirmed. They have a history of psychiatric evaluations, automatically unconfirmed, like unverified. We don't know. So obviously this causes quite a bit of stir. And then of course there's people going online saying like, this is confirmed. This is what happened. They're eating babies. And then that's caused like a whole different situation of itself. However, this next part is the real problem.
What?
NPR publishes an article alleging that the DOJ has redacted 50-something pages. And a House Oversight Committee ranking member, Representative Robert Garcia, states, yesterday, I reviewed those pages. I reviewed unredacted evidence logs that the DOJ oversight Democrats can confirm that the DOJ appears to have illegally withheld FBI interviews with a survivor who accused President Trump of heinous crimes.
Oh, shit.
The White House response to this NPR article was, in short, just as President Trump has said, he's been totally exonerated on anything related to Epstein. President Trump has done more for Epstein victims than anyone else before him. But the file is bad. So this is from July 8th, 2019, before Epstein dies in prison, like a month before. And it's an FBI file. It's an FBI internal document where they're interviewing someone. At 1:43 p.m. Eastern Time, blank, redacted, contacted the FBI National Threat Operations Center to report an unidentified friend who may have been abused by Jeffrey Epstein in an unknown manner. Redacted states that she was recently informed by an unidentified female friend currently residing in Portland, Oregon, that she was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in the state of New Jersey. Redacted friends stated that she was approximately 13 to 14 years of age when this occurred. The friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral and described his, quote, heavy breathing. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting him.
What the fuck?
The FBI bring in the
gosh.
protected individual and she has a sit-down interview with them. Now, again, just because the FBI interviews someone does not mean that their allegations are true. But what a lot of people feel is to have that interview seems like you kind of already feel or suspect.
Yeah, I'm saying like, hold on, cause like if you got like people who are like doing this anonymous stuff, you would have to vet it in order to take it serious. So why did you decide to take this specific one serious? I would be, I feel like I have the right to assume that there's probably some validity to this, because why would you risk the credibility of this going out and not being true if it's not vetted? Is it to be salacious? Or what?
Or think. She states that Epstein blackmailed her mom as well, that Epstein had unclothed photos of her and blackmailed her mom, and she had to, her mom, so this is what the victim is saying, like, Epstein was crazy, he was blackmailing me, he blackmailed my mom, and my mom had to embezzle money from the real estate company that she works for.
Wait, this is the same person, the 13, 14-year-old.
Yes. I mean, she's much older now, but
Right.
yeah. And she had to pay him to not release these photos. Later in the interview, it's noted that she recalled at least one incident in which he either drove or flew her to New Jersey or New York, and she was, quote, introduced to someone with money. It was Donald Trump. She later states he had money, it reeked off of him.
Ew.
She alleges that she could tell from the get-go that Trump did not like her because she dressed like a tomboy. She claims that Trump later asked everyone to leave the room and told her allegedly, quote, let me teach you how little girls are supposed to be.
Whoa,
Then she
hold
alleges
on.
that he unzipped his pants and pushed her head down and she, quote, bit the shit out of it. The report then reads, Trump
my
struck
gosh.
redacted victim and said words to the effect of, get this little bitch the hell out of here. Redacted advised she bit Trump because she was disgusted. The FBI report reads, Redacted got the feeling the relationship between Epstein and Trump included a certain amount of jealousy. She thought Trump appeared jealous of Epstein, but at some point they ended up on level playing fields. Trump and Epstein sometimes use the terms fresh meat, untainted, and not jaded while referring to girls.
Oh my gosh.
At the time she heard it, Redacted did not understand the term not jaded. She subsequently looked up the word jaded. Redacted states she had 2 additional interactions with Trump, but she asked for the interview to move on to a different subject for the time being.
This is sick.
What is unjaded?
Jaded is like, this is, okay, in this context, a lot of PDF files will say that they like young kids because they're so amused and not jaded by the world. And, as people get older, as women get older, you realize that not a lot of men out there are good men.
Yeah.
And they can abuse you and maybe, vice versa.
So they want to be the person to give them the reason Pretty much, they just want to steal their innocence. That is fucking sick. That's sick as shit. That's really fucking sick.
But it's just used in that very sick way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Later, she states that after she bit him, the note reads, quote, she provided further details that he pulled her hair and punched her on the side of the head.
Oh my gosh.
She also alleges, per the FBI report, that, quote, Epstein liked having little rubber things put into his anus that he had her do it, such as a pencil, a big eraser, little rubber things, a water bottle, all inserted down there into Epstein, and that instead of using lubricant, he preferred kitchen oil.
This nigga
now,
is.
This interview is back.
Hey, fool. This nigga. Bro, what the fuck? He like pencils jammed in his ass? With kitchen oil?
From 2019, before the allegations and rumors that Epstein is part of Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency. Like, that was not a big thing back in the day in 2019. But she states to the FBI that she frequently heard Epstein speak in Hebrew around her.
Oh, sure.
But just because you speak Hebrew does not mean that you work for Mossad. But a lot of people have been focusing on that as like, he worked for the Mossad. Now, the report continues. Epstein talked about blackmailing people in front of Redacted. Redacted was confident Trump knew Epstein blackmailed people because she heard Epstein and Trump talking about it. Redacted stated she knew Trump had illegal building permits. She heard Trump talking about washing money through casinos. Number 6 is Donald Trump's favorite number. Redacted was not sure how she knew that, but she had heard it at one point. One part of the FBI interview note reads, Redacted asked the agents to keep her safe, stating, throughout my life, Epstein's people have found me, have kept tabs on me.
Oh my gosh.
Which Virginia DuFray has also felt and expressed in her book before her passing.
Oh my goodness, bro.
As of right now, these have not been proven to be credible allegations, which does not mean that they're not true. I would have no such information of that. However, one interesting thing to note again is that the FBI interviews this specific individual like 3 times.
Which
feels as if they're taking it very, very seriously. Then, according to NPR, it doesn't really go anywhere because apparently someone in the FBI writes, one identified victim claimed abuse by Trump but ultimately refused to cooperate. So now the question with a lot of people is, did the investigation go nowhere because the allegations are untrue or because this victim does not want to cooperate? And that's why it led nowhere. Or it could be both, right? It could be untrue and she doesn't want to cooperate because they're untrue, right? We don't know. There's also a second accuser. And side note, I'm sure if you watch a lot of videos or you consume a lot of articles about the whole Epstein situation, accuser is technically how they're formally identified in a lot of reports and even reporting. But I feel like that word always has a negative connotation, but it's just best for legal purposes. But a second accuser has 6 interviews with the FBI, and she claims that when she was around 13 years old, Epstein took her to Mar-a-Lago to meet with Trump, and that Epstein apparently told Trump, this is a good one, huh? She claims that both the men chuckled and she felt uncomfortable, but at the time she was too young to understand why.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot in the second accuser's interview that sounds very reminiscent of all the other accusers' accounts of abuse, which has led netizens to believing, in their personal opinions,
it's a pattern,
that this may be true.
It's a pattern.
The weird part about this is that these are not included in the dump.
Really?
These like 16 something pages come days, weeks later because of this NPR expose.
Really?
Oh, like a separate drop.
Yes. This was not in like the 3 million pages drop.
What?
So everyone's like, why did you not just drop it with the 3 million pages? In fact, if you dropped it with the 3 million pages, it probably would have taken a lot of people, like we would have to dig for it.
Exactly.
But then people found out that there was, because they found out like through the way that the files were named and numbered. So there was like a big chunk missing. So they're like, what's the chunk?
So NPR exposed it.
Then the House committee representatives went into the unredacted file computer that they have access to, and they're like, I found the files. These are what they say.
Oh,
and
wow.
then the DOJ was like, fine, I'll release them.
How did NPR get it?
Yeah.
From
They
some
were-
inside source?
No, so they were going through like the metadata of files. So they're like, something is like, this is weird.
Oh.
I'm sure they have like probably AI and stuff to comb through massive amounts of metadata.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the DOJ, though, claims that the only reason that happened was the file was temporarily removed because it was flagged by a victim or their counsel for additional review, which a lot of people don't believe because they're releasing all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah.
Caroline Levitt has stated these are completely baseless accusations backed by zero credible evidence from a sadly disturbed woman who has an extensive criminal history. The total baselessness of these accusations is also supported by the obvious fact that Joe Biden's Department of Justice knew about them for 4 years and did nothing with them because they knew President Trump did absolutely nothing wrong. As we have said countless times, President Trump has been totally exonerated by the release of the Epstein files. But the House Oversight Democrats state, let's be clear, this White House cover-up is ongoing. Millions of pages still remain concealed from the public and our committee. So with that
shit is crazy.
That is what's going on right now with the Epstein files. Those are the major news headlines in depth. There's just so many more files. And there's a lot of people that we already talked about. New details are coming out. Like, remember the Goldman Sachs? She's the head of legal, chief legal officer or something for Goldman Sachs. She just recently resigned, Kathy. She also worked with the Obamas.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
she was like getting exposed for getting an Hermes bag from Epstein. And like, there's just so much like random small stuff as well. Let me know, what are your thoughts? And we're going to try to give as many updates as possible as time and capacity permits. But lots of people are doing really good reporting on the Epstein files. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments and stay safe. I will see you in the next one.
All right. Yeah, I would like for this to be like the last Epstein video, unless something more insane comes up. But I'm sorry. I'm at nauseum with this shit. Like, for real. Like, it's like it feels like this is gonna be a very, very nauseating cat and mouse game. It's just like and I think, like how I said in the last one, where I kind of felt like people were like quote unquote forgetting, and I was wrong. People aren't like forgetting, but like the seriousness of this being on public news and stuff like that, it's odd. But at the same time, I'm genuinely just thinking like, okay, yeah, we know that Orange Man has done some bad shit. We can assume that he's done some bad shit with Epstein. But like, why? I feel like people are just saying like, oh, fuck Epstein because he's dead now. So it's just like, okay. So everything is going to come out in due time? That's a question. I'm not trying to insinuate anything. But then again, it's like, I don't know anymore. Like, I genuinely don't know anymore. We got the files. Somehow, some way, they're still fucking with us. Somehow, some way, we're still getting fucked with. At this point, I don't know. I would like to ask, what do you guys see from this? Honestly, I think this is just going to be a thing that is going to be forgotten about. And it's really messed up. It's really, really messed up. Either that or something insane is about to happen. I don't know what. I don't know to what brevity. But again, I hope the victims get justice, bro. This shit is sick. This shit is really, really sick. And like the way this is being handled is sick as well. What do you guys think? This is a long video, so if you guys made it to this end, please let me know what you think in the comments, because this is just like, I feel like this is just gonna be like some cyclical ass story that's never going to get a resolution, and that's really fucked up, and also maybe fucked up to think about. But right now, bro, this shit is all a mess. It's just a mess. It's just a fucking mess.